Okay. Live from Mitchell High School, the home of the. This is Maroon Devil football here on the Maroon Devils Network. And hi, everybody. Gary Ayers along with us. We're looking down on the turf here. Mitchell High School. We see the big Mountaineer logo in the middle of the pitch. We've been here before at Mitchell High. Pine trees up on the top of the hill, but great place to play foot matchup here in the third round of the playoff.
Sure is. I always enjoy, really does, by design. And anytime you cut a state out of a mountain like this right here, it's like ours is, and the size of them, everything up here, the little too Bermuda, and you come up here and it's still they've got that green look to them, and they're not the brown fields of the past few weeks.
And it does, for instance, Coach, when you're talking a little traction, seems to me, but you're talking about Kentucky, still sometimes it gets a little slick.
Yeah, bluegrass has very small roots. It's dirt, and you're going to see grass stains.
I think it's going to be a great matchup tonight, Coach, as we traveled up. It's a beautiful drive up I-26 and then cross regular season play. I know when you were our head coach, we played them in the Maroon Devil fan.
Like ours, they're as proud of their team up here as we are. The community is a tight-knit community, but you can get inter-county here, and I don't know that you say that about some places.
And that worries me a little bit. Play football, we do very physical. They not football players, not rely on bucket because these guys do.
Yeah, we never here with an easy win in time. There are seasons when it was a dog fight and a nail biter. It was one of the two most physical football games. Those days when you had that, because they just they with their quarterback play, with their running back play, and those huge offensive linemen.
Oh, no doubt about it. We were talking about some of the things you really have to talk about. Four of their offensive linemen, seniors, and they're big. For example, 295 pounds. Logan Fox, 6'2", 265, another senior, and their fourth senior, 295. And as we saw them they're not fat, doughy boys. These are.
Well, they were warming up. Yeah, they can move real well. A lot of. There's not going to be a whole lot of finesse going on in there.
No, I think you're right. We've seen this. Trolls, that line of scrimmage normally comes out on the wind. This year, back at their schedule, they only lost to Mountain Heritage by 8 points, 14-6, and that was at Mountain Heritage High School. Tell you how good in the third round of they're hosting West, just a few miles down the road in Burnsville, and the Mitchell team played them.
And I were talking on the way up here. Joe Holt drove us up here every week about what will be a difference in a foot down to every. About last week, once you start looking at it and try to read the matchups, not any more than you and I not have. Special teams and penalties tonight. That all down to that. I can't see it being all that big. What kind of get off to see?
Teams in county. So they played Stokes playing just down the road here playoffs. Also, number 3 long road trip. Ageville in the 2A playoffs, and I'm still not sure Western bracket, but that's number 10 seed Kings Mountain, which is kind of unusual still and run into trouble at number 3 seed Reynolds tonight. Reynolds does, and that are so
well ripped, and it's right. It's just not the same teams you see every year, but it's that are representing enough to know what they're capable of doing. So here they are. They're in the hunt. AC Reynolds is known in the hunt. So this is a good back road. This whole it's us. Now I say that. Mitchell too.
Yeah.
And of course we have over there to kill each other over there in Robbinsville. That's probably going to be somewhat of a blood feelings over there tonight. But real bad over how this thing is, as there has been.
Oh, no doubt about it, Coach. It is. I mean, this goes all the way back. Darrell Wright was actually the coach over. Coach Britnall was over there for a while. Some roots over. To be a power. Then, of course, changed over there. A lot of folks left town, and for several years, hard football was just kind of it's good to see.
Yeah, it really is, and like I said, it thrills my heart to being a football coach coming out of what it was like and having that in your blood. In the same conferences, like we say, the Smoky Mountain Conference, going after each other. But it's somewhere down the line, so better.
This team's still alive here in the third. We're online at Maroon Devils Network, and obviously tonight we can't bring you the video on audio only on the internet. But stay tuned. We're going to take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back after this here on the Maroon Devils Network. And welcome back to Mitchell High School again here on a gorgeous Friday night. Coach, I tell you, the weather is not bad at all. We had cloudy skies pretty much all day, but threat of rain is really not until tomorrow. Temperatures here, I'm guessing, probably in the low 50s to upper 40s. So it's really not a bad night for high school football.
It's a great night for it, Gary. Anytime it's not just pouring down, I'm kind of hoping it'd snow a little bit, but since it's not, the air temperature is great. It feels like a playoff game. It's a beautiful night. Yeah, it missed a good chance to rain home in here too, because I don't think we saw the sunshine all the way here. So we're up here, and it's a really beautiful place.
Oh, no doubt about it. You know, and we talked about the weather in this time of the year, and I know there have been stories in the media about it, but our Maroon Devils have always taken a lot of pride in being able to practice football on Thanksgiving Day and play football the day after Thanksgiving in the playoffs. And for many, many years, it was just something we took for granted, I think, and expected to happen at Swain County High School.
There's no feeling like that. We were explaining it. I was actually, some of my family members were asking me about that yesterday, and you know, what was so special about it. And I said, well, you just know that it's almost a measuring stick of your season, that you're still in the thing, because if you're not very good, but you're still lucky enough to make the playoffs, those first two games can knock you out real fast. But if you get to that third, and then especially the fourth game in the lineup, and you're able to practice on Thanksgiving morning, you go out there, and 9 times out of 10, if it's not frost on the ground, and I know it may not excite a teenager, but it was almost a sign after a while that it was like, well, no, we don't have to look back anymore. Now everything's looking out towards the end. You're looking towards the end of the tunnel now because you've made it that far. And so, you know, if not us, then who? You know?
Right. And there are so many schools. I know Mitchell expects to be playing football just like we do, but there are so many schools that really don't have that tradition and that feeling and that expectation because they just don't have that success.
Yeah, and people don't understand, too. It's a grind.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of times that every week that grind, the teams get tougher, but the grind gets easier. It really does. The kids become or the players anyway, they become so used to practices and routines and what they're supposed to be doing. It seemed like to me the further we went into playoffs, the more concentrated they were on what they were doing because they too could get those those same feelings. It was like, man, you know, we may be able to pull this thing off. We might be able to get there.
And I tell you, the expectations were high, no doubt about it. Now, talking about the 1AA Football State Championship playoff brackets, as we are glad to be on broadcasting live here on this Friday night, as we have folks back home texting us and listening in, and we appreciate their response. But our Maroon Devils, of course, we are a number 6 seed coming in. So if you want to look at it from one point of view, we are the underdog coming into this game against number 2 seed Mitchell. Mitchell won easily over number 7 seed Polk County last week, 28-0. Our Maroon Devils had a fairly easy win over number 3 seed Bessemer City last week, 38-12. Now, the winner of this game will go on to play the winner of number 1 seed East Surrey and number 5 seed Mountain Island Charter. Mountain Island beat Mount Airy. We're familiar with them, 42-35 last week. But I tell you, East Surrey looks very strong. They just pounded number 9 Starmount 52-0 last week, and Starmount has a pretty good football tradition of their own.
Yes, they do, and there again, you were referring to the fact that Mitchell County and Swain County both, their expectations are so high, you know,
yes.
and there can only be one winner here tonight, but as long as those players have those expectations, it's great to be a fan. I spent so many years down there worrying about winning and losing. To be up here, and I still I worry about it, but at the same somebody. But yet I've not have to be concerned about when I'm going to call a timeout, or are we going to punt this thing or go?
Yeah, in other words, the level has gone down a little.
It's got pumping. My blood pressure goes up. Yeah,
butterflies.
My legs start shaking a little bit. Not for that. Of your knees,
right,
and you start wringing your hands a little bit because it's football. And if you've ever played, when you're removed from the game, the excitement is still there, especially playoffs.
Oh, no doubt about it. And talking about, we are in the final state championship race. As we mentioned, playing Mitchell, we are the 4 teams left. Western half. No, Stanley 49-7. Manio won over Granville. 45 is the team. Everybody's, I think, keeping coach. Number 1 seed Tarboro. They're hosting number 5 seed last 2 state 1AA champions. They won in the title game, beating East 50-10. Just hammered them back in 2017 for the title. So a lot of folks are trying to knock Tarboro off of the mountain.
Yeah, those folks down there have been answering all challenges. Every time they and we talked about last week, the culture has come back to them about this football team and we're going to rip you in our school, and they have been on that. Plus their talent is second.
Talk about some of the talent when we back for these middles. Fans, stay tuned. We'll be back at Maroon Devils Network.
I'm Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. Thank you for please like and subscribe. And if you enjoy our videos, please hit the notification bell down below so you can get a notification.
To a great start, which is key on the road, is getting off to a good start. And they played a solid ball game almost all the way. They tried several different defenses, and our Damien did a good job of checking out on catch. So I felt like the ball defense great. Stephen had a yard jump to the team.
So we there look back
and the fourth they got even work was on their thing. So I think this all kids can see.
Of course, with Static Brooks and got.
When they can't get to you, but if we don't let us get to you.
That's the open.
This is Taylor with the Maroon. It is time to pre-order your DVD or Blu-ray box set. Maroon Devils action-packed season games, plus a specially game highlights. Could use either DVDs or go www.devils.org. The 20 ball your own Maroon Devils. If the know every.
Ready to things are good enough. See, got a kind of a 4-yard is 80 right ahead into there and picks up, of course,
and what they're got a lot, and he has. There's pretty much an option for him. He can either hand that ball off or he keeps it on that particular instant. He had the first one off. He was probably going to keep that one anyway. He ball up. And making positive yards at it and getting the first down. But they're running out of a tight end wing set, twins to the wide side of the field, out of a pistol set. And there they go with the guards again pulling. And, they hit another big one for a first down. And really it's just a lead play, kicking out and leading up on the linebacker and the back following up in there.
That was Tanner Duncan, one of their running backs, who's had a very good season, 681 yards and 7 touchdowns. He's a 5'10", 185-pound junior. But their main cog is the quarterback, Noah Pittman, who is the coach's son, Travis Pittman. Noah Pittman is a senior, 5'10", 200 pounds, strong kid. He runs it and throws it equally well as they run to the right side again this time. Yeah. And again, that's Tanner Duncan on the carry, coach. And he is still running hard down to the 40-yard line of Maroon Devil territory. And there's a fumble.
There's a fumble, and let's see what they discuss here. I don't think he was down. I think his big Nick Millsap stripped that ball out. They ran the same play they ran right before, and we end up with the football.
Turnover.
For the folks that couldn't see it at home, they ran the exact same play into the boundary this time, and had the same formation even. And I think they were just saying, we're going to keep running this thing till you stop it. And we did stop it, and Nick stripped that ball out, and it spit out of there, and it took a second for him to decide it was ours.
So right now, first down and 10 at the 40-yard line.
All
and
right.
Here come the Maroon Devils running straight ahead out to the 45-yard line. And on the carry this time, the first carry of the game is going to be Colby Taylor. He's there in the backfield along with Ian Brooks and, of course, our regular quarterback, Damian Lossey.
Yeah, we're running our tight end to the left, twins to the wide side of the field. We ran the inside veer to the tight end side into the boundary that time. Damien stuck it in there, and he blew it straight ahead. We got good down blocks. And we'll see what we're fixing to happen. Now we go to the weak side. This time it's single blocked, one-on-one blocking, and Damien, that was the follow play. I couldn't hardly see it from right here, but
I think you got it.
Yeah, that was the quarterback follow play. And it's a first down. And there again, if you don't understand what the follow play is, you don't veer block it. You single block it. You put a hat on a hat, and you let the lead back, who's normally the dive back. Wishbone people called it a belly play. And the quarterback, as he looks like he's going to fake to him, then he just follows him up in the line of scrimmage, and you isolate that one linebacker, and Damien's able to pick up the first down on that play.
Now coming in with a play from the sideline is going to be Gage Jones. He comes in and lines up in the slot over there on the right side along with Connor Hyatt, who's wide. And we're going to have a timeout maybe, Coach. We got an equipment repair. The officials called a timeout. Ian's going to have to leave the game, and coming in is Carson Taylor. I think he's got maybe a helmet issue.
I'm not real sure what it is, but this time we put our tight end twins to the wide side of the field, all three of them on the same side, split backs, and we run a midline, and Damien keeps it, and he's going to pick up about 5. It's a midline option look, and Damien just slipped the ball right back out, got it to the corner, and forced the secondary to come up and make the play for a 5-yard gain.
So now 2nd down and 5. We're inside Mitchell territory at the 45-yard line. All this set up by a Mountaineer fumble on their first drive here, as we have played just about 3 minutes here in the first quarter. No score. Maroon Devils split backs. Damien runs right in behind the running back, and he gets a first down. And again, the running back, Ian Brooks, up there blocking for him.
Yeah, there's that belly play again, or a quarterback lead or a follow play. You don't veer. It looks just like the veer. You think it is the veer, but it's not. You single block the thing, leave the linebacker on that side standing, the inside linebacker, and the back runs straight at him and blocks him, and Damien just cuts it right up behind him.
I tell you, Damien's had a good season as well. Damian Lossy for the Maroon Devils, as he has had 19 touchdowns on the ground this year and 8 passing. So he's had a good year offensively as well, as we keep moving those chains, running straight ahead down to the 33-yard line. Coach, that's going to bring up a 2nd down and about 6 or 7.
Yeah, and we're kind of up tempo on them right here. We're not in any hurry, but there's not much of a huddle, and they're looking at their wristbands. They're getting right to the line of scrimmage, and they're still taking about the same amount of time, but they're not coming in and out of the huddle, and a lot of miscommunication or anything. And all we got to get is the snap count. Got the tight end and the twin same side again, like we're going to have that follow play again.
This time Damien runs it and.
Yeah, and on that particular play, Mitchell, they're making a little adjustment right there. They slanted their 4-down lineman right to the tight end side. He was on the same side as Damien tried to get up in there. One of the backside defensive linemen who didn't get cut off was number 73, the big boy there.
Yeah,
he's big. He gets Damien right at the line of scrimmage, and we're kind of lucky he didn't get separated from that ball, because it was a good slant technique.
And 73 is 6'6", 295.
Yeah, he's a big boy, and he can move. His feet along the bottom part of my leg.
3rd down and 5 now. Again, split backs. Nears Damien's in the backfield. The ball is looks like it is. A lot of people.
I think we got it back.
We 6-yard line, but boy, we a lot of yards there 15, on 3rd down and 5. Pitch to the running back.
Yeah, 15. That was close. Damien, I don't know if he got hit. It looked like he got hit just as he went to pitch that ball, and he got hit inside. He didn't see him coming, and the ball took off and so right over the back's head. It was an option pitch, and Damien had decided to flight.
Damian Lossy now is back to punt for the Maroon Devils. Back to return is going to be Tyler McKinney for the Mitchell Mountaineers. And he angles it over there to that right side. It takes a Mitchell bounce, and it's at the 21-yard line with 6:11 to play here. He played almost half of the first, and red zone here yet, so it's been a standout already. 2 turnovers.
Yeah, this is an in-out process right here. It's just one turnover on their part, and a bad play almost resulted in a turnover and 25 yards, something like that.
That's it. Back to the Mitchell Mountaineers. Now they take over on 1st down yard line.
A little different look this time. Split them all out except the back, and they run the same lead play up in there. Either one guard over the top, and it's not really a trap. It's between the guards and the center and to the line of scrimmage and make a choice. The guard pulls from or where.
Tanner Duncan, that time on the carry, 5-pounder. Coming into this one, yards a carry. There's 7 touchdowns on the year with 5-0-0. Again, Pittman is going to be back in the shotgun. That play throws right down the middle, all the way down to the big logo, the yard line. Connor Hyatt with down there on Tyler McKinney, who apparently is going to be accepting a preferred walk-on Lenore Ryan.
Yeah, that was great. The post route by the inside receiver and an out route by the outside receiver literally cut underneath the safety. We were looking at two deep safeties there, and he went right underneath him, didn't carry it to him, and he threw the ball to him underneath.
Season 38 catches, 64 yards, averaging 17 yards a catch. That's what's really impressive. 10 touchdowns. Flag coming in. This may bring some of those yards back that they picked up.
Yeah, that's a holding call, and they faked him back here, and then he was kind of believe he got caught holding at the line of scrimmage. So that's what's happened.
The holding 1-yard line, so the Mountaineers are going to be looking at first down. On the Maroon Devils network, I understand it's kind of coming in and out a little bit. We hope that'll clear up here a little bit. Some of that we have no control yet, and with cell phone signals from time to time. First down, Mountaineers. Back to throw. Pittman has his man on the right side, and he just forgot to hang on the ball. It hit Ty Pittman right in the hands at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, they ran a hitch to the outside receiver, and it's that old adage, make sure you see yourself catch the football. And he was trying to snap his head around and make a move before he caught the ball, and it hit him in his hands and glanced right to the ground. And we had good coverage on him. We closed on him and hit him over here. I believe it was Connor Hyatt closed on him just as he got ready to catch it and tagged him up pretty good there.
Ty Pittman, 21 catches on the season for the Mountaineers.
No backs this time.
Empty backfield.
Sure.
Pittman back to throw, setting up the screen pass, a wide receiver screen, and they pick up about 5 yards to the 45-yard line. Coming back on the play was their lead receiver, Tyler McKinney, coach, and he ran kind of a comeback route. He came back to the quarterback before he cut upfield.
It was almost like a backwards bubble screen.
Yeah.
And as he came back underneath, the linebackers, they had all of us blocked, but one linebacker, the only person who could make that tackle, and he made it. Cody Long squared him up for about a 5-yard gain and tackled him right there in the open field. Great tackle.
I tell you, Cody's had a great year. 85 tackles. Our number 2 tackler right behind Jake Langston, our tackle leader with 104 tackles on the season. Third down and 14 now. Pittman back to throw. He's under pressure. Gets away. Fires down the right side. Way too tall. Kind of threw that one away looking down there for K.S. Peterson. But again, good pressure in the backfield back there by Jake Langston.
And what a great call by Coach Blankenship. Realizing the down and distance in the situation, he gets in that 3-man front and he runs a stunt with an inside linebacker out over the top. If you want to know what that looks like, it's like a 50 defense without any defensive ends, and the inside linebackers got contained, and he almost had him sacked, and then the other linebacker put him under pressure.
Here comes Gage Jones. He's back to return the punt. Very high punt. Gage is going to take it at the 10. He's going to bring it back. Got a couple of good blocks there. Out to the 15, out across the 20-yard line, and a very late penalty flag come flying in. There were a couple of good blocks down there. One of those set up by Ian Brooks. Down there with him was Cody Long, but a late flag.
I don't know what anything would have been. Blocking the – no, I don't know. Maybe they saw it and I didn't. I didn't see it blocking the back. Everybody had their hands and their face masks in front of everybody, and so I don't know how they got a block in the back.
So the penalty flag is going to be normally it's against the return team. They're talking it over now with Travis Pittman, the head coach for the Mitchell Mountaineers. Travis, of course, is the father of their quarterback, Noah Pittman, and we're ready to run a play, but the officials aren't quite ready to let us run a play as they're figuring out this penalty.
Yeah, and that's a great move by us. We didn't waste any time waiting. If they're going to make that kind of call, and before they even move before they've even blown this thing back into play, we're at the line of scrimmage ready to run another play.
So now first down, our Maroon Devils are now going to operate from the 10-yard line. We're still scoreless here in the first quarter, 3:45 to play. Split backs and coming on as we hand off to the right side. Not much on first down as we try to run over on that side with Ian Brooks and company leading the way.
Yeah, we ran a little bit of a midline option look right there, and they were running a loop stunt between one of their defensive linemen and the linebacker, and we didn't get the linebacker blocked, and he met us at the line of scrimmage and stopped us right there.
Now, we weren't sure if Bryce Zane was going to be able to play tonight. We haven't seen him in the ball game tonight as we line up again. Split backs in here for the Maroon Devils, and we hand off and try to run to the right side again. And not a whole lot of running room, but actually Bryce Sane is in the backfield at the present time.
Yeah.
Speak of the devil, pardon the pun, and he is in the backfield.
Yeah, we didn't pick up much on that one right there, running just a regular inside veer. It was a good play for us in our first drive. They're making a few adjustments up there right now. I'm sure they worked on it this week about if we're blocking something a certain way, what their alignment would be. And if we change it, they'll change their defensive alignment. But they're staying with their four down linemen, 2 linebackers, and 2 outside linebackers.
Now Damian back to throw, quarterback draw play, runs straight ahead, but again, really didn't gain anything. No. It's going to bring up 3rd down and long now for the Maroon Devils. And no, 4th down. Check that. Yes. 4th down and still about 5, almost 6 to go. And looks like he's going to be in punt formation.
Yeah, and this is going to change our field position right here just a little bit. That really hurt us. We've been playing from on their end of the field for a pretty good part of the time, and coming up with 2 minutes left to go in the quarter, we're going to be punting. The punter standing on the 3-yard line. So
Damian barely gets it away. Line drive towards the punt return man. He makes it a fair catch at the 41, and that's where the Mountaineers will take it off with 2 minutes to play, as they'll have very good field position here, Coach, and flipping that field can really go a long way toward getting on the scoreboard.
Yeah, we're playing on our end of the field now. That little middle of the field drive they had is what hurt us, and it just kind of changed the whole complexion of this field position thing. But that can go both ways, and that's what we're fixing to see right here.
Yeah, and obviously that penalty didn't help us on that punt return. Yeah. And here we go, 1st down and 10. Mitchell Mountaineers in Maroon Devil territory. Quarterback is going to be in the shotgun. He takes a low snap, hands off, and they run right up the gut, cutting it to the outside with some daylight. One man to beat, but over there a good touchdown-saving tackle by Gage Jones, who had to come on and make the stop over there on Tanner Duncan, their running back.
Yeah, they're still running the exact same blocking scheme. They pull both guards this time to the right. As the running back gets the ball out of that pistol set, quarterback just turns and hands it to him. He sees how we were flowing, and he cut that thing back right where that backside guard had pulled from.
This time they have a strong side right. We almost jump offside. I think we did jump offside. Yeah. And instead of 1st down and 10, it's going to bring up 1st down and 5 now for the Mountaineers with a final 1:49 to play here in the first quarter. No score yet, but Mitchell now inside the Maroon Devils red zone.
Yeah, they gave us a quick count right there, and we had two different players jump off sides, and that gave them the advantage of not having to earn 5 yards.
So now at the 10-yard line, Mitchell 1st down and 5. Maroon Devils right now basically a 3-man front with a kind of a stand-up defensive end on the right side over there on that linebacker spot. As the quarterback drops the football, he turns and cuts it back upfield and gets a yard or two before Jake Langston brings him down. But that's the second time we've seen that snap get fumbled.
Yeah, he's right down on the ground. I don't know whether we're giving that center some problems, and he's trying. They base blocked this one. I'm not really sure what the play was going to be. There was nobody pulling that time, so I don't know whether he was going to fake that thing and try to throw it. I didn't see any receivers trying to get too far upfield. But the ball ended up on the ground right at his feet, and he just had to pick it up and run with it.
This time the Mountaineers will bring Ty Pittman, one of their leading receivers, wide to the left side. Their other receiver, McKinney, wide to the right side. They're both very capable. They turn and hand off and run to the right side. Penalty flag down. The running back is in the end zone, but again, a penalty, I think, is going to bring it back.
Yeah, it's going to bring.
Should be a holding call.
Yeah, it's holding in there. This time they were playing with the wing back and a tight end to the same side, and they did a little fold block where the tight end kicks out, and that wing back comes down inside and tries to pin a defensive lineman. He ended up tackling him.
So now it's going to bring up, instead of 6 points on the scoreboard, Mitchell is going to see the football come all the way back out to about the 18-yard line. And, boy, that's a tough blow. It's going to bring up now a 2nd down and 13 with exactly 1 minute to play here in the first quarter. No score yet, but Mitchell had it wiped out by the penalty.
Yeah, got some substitution going on for them now. They're bringing their tight end out of there, and they're going to I see what they're bunched up now. They've got everybody in the box down there, every player they've got.
Nobody wide.
Yeah, they're going to run either. They're going to come out of there and throw it just like that. Nobody open except underneath. He caught that ball on the 1 yard line.
Yeah, he caught him, and he had his knee on the ground. Well, I tell you, running right across the field, though, Coach, wide open was number 11, Garrison Phillips.
And that's where the ball. That's actually, I think that's who he was trying to throw to, Gary. I honestly believe it. I wish we had instant replay.
Yeah.
He threw it too tall for for him, and the other player who was in the end zone covered well, just came running back to the ball and caught it down on his knees at the 2-yard line or 3-yard line.
Yeah, and he probably could have scored if he hadn't been on his knee.
Yeah, that's what made me think, because I saw the player running wide open across through there.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure he overthrew him.
I think you're right. Garrison Phillips, again, was running free across the middle, but now they're looking at first down and goal to go.
Same set.
From the 3-yard line. Quarterback is going to be this time under center. Quarterback under center. As he turns, hands off, they run to the left side and into the end zone. Touchdown Mountaineers, Tanner Duncan. Again, their junior running back with just over 3 seconds to play here in the first quarter. So again, Coach, they just ran to the left. Nothing fancy there.
Yeah, that for anybody that ever played for Swain County, just imagine a 48 blast play. That's exactly what that was. They lined up 2 backs in the backfield, quarterback up under. The only thing they had a little different, instead of a flanker, they had a wing back there, and they blocked down and kicked out and ran it up into that left-hand side.
Now here comes the point after touchdown conversions. It's going to be up, and it's going to be good. So now almost over in the first quarter, but we go to a timeout with Mitchell in the lead, 7-0. We'll be back in 1 minute here on the Maroon Devils Network.
This is Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. I have information for you guys, so listen time to pre-order or Blu-ray box. I'm Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. Thank you for that video.
On the sixth play, see if good. Well, man, this kicks out of he had
I don't know what he'd do in the wind, but he put that one back. It kind of needs to get them.
Our running back, Davey, who is a running back / quarterback for a first down. The football is on the ground, and let's see what the call is. They're saying, well, they're not saying it's Mitchell's ball like their fans thought it would. It's going to be, it looks like Maroon Devil football, but Mitchell wanted a fumble.
Well, they did, but the side judge came in holding up 2 fingers, which means second down.
Yeah.
And so that's an indication to me. I think what happened was he was already on the ground.
Yeah.
Damien ran the veer to the weak side and kept the ball and coming to his left and cut it upfield and had a big gain. And so the ball never popped out. I think what happened was he was already on the ground and somebody may have slapped it out.
And fans, we'll keep it right here. That's the end of the first quarter as we're going to switch into the field. And the Maroon Devils will hang on to the football right now, down 7-0 to the Mitchell Mountaineers. And I tell you, Phil, Coach, this field, some of the footing is a little bit iffy. So guys are really going to have to beware and literally make sure their foot is in the ground.
Oh, yeah, like I said, anybody remembers the old bluegrass dirt fields? That's what this is. And it's got a lot of humps and divots and holes. And it
does.
It's rough.
It's
a rough surface.
So now Maroon Devils will have it with a first down and 10 after that good run by Damian Lossey. And again, Bryce Seam has been seen in the backfield tonight. He hasn't carried, but now we're going to line him up with Ian Brooks on the right side. They're sneaking up their linebacker, and we run to that side. Now we pitch it out to the right side, and on his first carry tonight, that's going to be Bryce Seam. First carry he's had in a while, but they string it out for basically a gain of about half a yard.
Yeah, we traded the tight end from the right to the left and ran the veer back to the weak side, back to the right-hand side. Damien carried it out all the way to the pitch because they took the dive away. There was a defender there waiting on Damien, so he pitched it, and they had a good contained man there to come up and take the pitch back away.
Oh, no doubt. Number 11, Garrison Phillips. We've seen him at wide receiver. He is out here on this corner, and he's right now man-to-man with Donovan Groenwald out here in single coverage as we put Ian Brooks in motion, and it's going to be Damien in the shotgun. He's going to go to the left side, cut it up inside side, and that's just good reading, and that's a first down.
That's just what you and I were talking about on the way up here. Damian is back there in that gun set with one back with him. He ran the option to his left. No dive back. He's running out of the gun. He's running downhill. He sees the block, and he can either pitch that thing or keep it. He keeps it and picks up a first down. I mean, it's just, I really hope Coach McMahon stays with more of this. This is dangerous.
It is. And
I love it.
Saw a good gap.
Yeah, and here we go. He's lined up in it again. We got trips. We got twins out split out, a tight end and a wing to the left-hand side. We're back in that gun. Here we come with isolation for Damian.
Left side again, breaks a tackle, still running, and he still picks up about 6 yards.
About 6 yards. Now, instead of any type of option look, the running back that's back there with him, as soon as the ball snapped, he's headed towards that linebacker on that side. We block all the down linemen, and that running back runs to block that linebacker. Damian's just following him up in there. It's basically blocked the same way as the play when he runs it from up underneath center.
Second down now. We need 4. Just underway in the second quarter. 10-10 to play second quarter. Mitchell up 7-0. Split backs now. Damian under center, and he's going to turn and hand off. And there's a good gap to run through, and a nice gain for another Maroon Devil first down at the Mitchell 43-yard line. And that looks like, again, Ian Brooks on a good carry.
This time we changed it up on. Damian was up under, split backs, looked just like any of our pro sets, and this time we base blocked it. Base blocking means it's just like you do when you run the isolation for the quarterback. You don't block you leave that linebacker alone, because now they realize the linebacker's coming out over the top to take Damian. Well, there's no linebacker left there, and we ran right by him and picked up another first down.
This time again, Bryce Sane, Ian Brooks stay in the backfield behind Damian. First down and 10 at the Mitchell 44, and 9.5 minutes to play in the second quarter. We hand off to the left side. Bryce Sane moves the pile to the 40-yard line. It's good to see Bryce in there, Coach, and he gets 4 yards. And having been out for about the last month, he is fresh and probably just chomping at the bit to play.
Yeah, I'm sure he's excited to be back in there, and especially in a situation like this where it's do or die time for his team.
Yeah.
And that time we were in 2 tight ends and just ran I believe that was a single block. It was pretty much the same play we ran the last time, and he ends up picking up about 6.
So a good gain. Second down now. Clock still moving. Just under 9 minutes to play in the first half. We switch our tight end to the right side this time. Yep. Over there is going to be Thomas Allen. And we run to that side. There's another handoff, this time to Ian Brooks as he crashes in the line for about 4 more. So it's going to bring up third down, about a yard, maybe a short 2 or a long 1.
Yeah, we're going to have to spot that in a different place. There we go. Yeah, that's a little more like that. But this time, for folks that couldn't see it, we were in 2 tight ends. We took one tight end and put him on the other side with the other tight end. So we ended up in an unbalanced line set, and we single blocked a dive play, right, just slamming it right at him. 2 tight ends again, 1 split man, split backs. Damian keeps the ball right up the middle.
Yep, right up the A gap, but he almost broke it. He got into the secondary, and they had to catch him from behind.
He put that spin move on him twice right there. He got hit, spun out of that one, got hit again, spun out of that one. They finally tackled him after about 10 or 12-yard pickup.
I'll tell you, talking about Damian Lossey, of course, 943 yards on the ground this year on 154 carries, 19 touchdowns, averaging just over 6 yards a carry. We have 2 outstanding quarterbacks in this game between Damian Lossey and Mitchell's Noah Pittman.
Yeah.
Here we go again, split backs.
Yeah, we go 2 tight ends. We go overloaded now by changing that tight end over, run the single block veer again, and pick up about 5.
Ian Brooks,
I believe
good
that was
carry.
Ian, yeah. It was.
And he ran into big 73 over there. And again, that's Mike Robertson, all 6'6", 295.
Yeah, this is going to an unbalanced line by lining up in 2 tight ends, getting one tight end to get up and move to the other side, and so you end up with both tight ends lined up side by side. And there's nothing fancy about the blocking scheme. They find a purple helmet, and they try to knock it back.
So now the Maroon Devils on a patented Maroon Devil drive.
Same thing.
Keeping it on the ground and eating the clock up.
Now we see Mitchell shifting their whole defensive line that way.
Here comes Damian with the option. Cuts it back inside. Penalty flag. It may come back with a holding call as he got a couple of yards down to the 21-yard line. But again, a penalty flag coming in on the play. And normally that's a holding call on the offensive front.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be. It is. And it was the same thing, though. We traded, took one tight end, put him on, lined him up took him and put him on the other side, made it unbalanced, and but somebody got in the line of scrimmage there. And this time, Mitchell, though, they started learning. They just started bumping every defensive lineman one more player to the side. We put that tight end on.
Fourth down now they get it straight on the field. Second down and 16 to go from the 31-yard line. Great crowd on hand. Mitchell folks are out to their side is packed. A good crowd for the Maroon Devils over there along the fence and up in the stands.
Yeah, and one end of it, which is great. Let's watch this play, and I'll explain to folks home what it is.
Going in motion is going to be Groenwald. He lines up over there with Connor Hyatt. Damian rolling that way as the receivers are set up over there. And he hits Groenwald off the hand. Penalty flag.
Late hit.
And
that's
going to
be a
late
first
hit.
down. Yes, sir.
Late
Knocked
hit
him
over
out
on
of
the
bounds.
sideline. And Coach B had to grab Groenwald.
Yeah.
I think he wanted to retaliate, but he didn't, which is good.
He was upset, and he should be. I mean, he was clearly out of bounds and had it stopped, basically, when their defensive backs came flying up and shoved him. And so that's going to be it should be a first down, but we're going to see if these officials over here have any type of
personal foul against the defense.
We'll see if it's going to be a first down. But I was going to tell the folks at home while they're marking this penalty, they have a fence that the folks from back in Bryson City can walk on a fence over there. And so the folks, our fence walkers who traveled, they're here. They got them a fence. It's a little further back. It's on the other side of the track. But, yeah, there's the first down. Well, I was hoping they wouldn't blow that call because that's automatic no matter where the penalty occurs from.
And now coming in is Big 73 again. Again, that's Mike Robertson, one of their senior linemen. And they have a great bunch of senior linemen just like our Maroon Devils. First down now. Maroon Devils with the football just inside the 15-yard line. Double tight ends again on the right. Split backs behind Damian. And a whistle blows. There was a timeout call before the play got snapped. And it's going to be timeout Mitchell. And we'll take a break down the line. 6:43 to play first half. 7-0 Mitchell. We'll be back in 1 minute here on the Maroon Devils Network.
This is Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. I've got some important information for you guys, so listen up. It is time to pre-order your very own DVD or Blu-ray box set of the 2019 Maroon Devil varsity football season. This action-packed set will include regular season games, expedited game nights, Yukishu, or rain low price, $30. To place your all and of the municipal door in the Africa. So wait for go W Devils on Devils.
Back the times still Maroon. It's a panda left sitting on the yard.
Yeah, Mitchell got a front plus lineman brought a defensive lineman out of their forefront. The tight end look is giving them. I've seen it along this year, so they've brought in another one of those big, huge defensive linemen down there, and they're playing a shaded 50 front. And what that means is they're taking the nose man, overloading him to one side or the other, and trying to make an area for him to move in.
Got a wing on the right side, and it's going to be Damian running over there behind that wing, and he's still running hard down near the 10-yard line. Looks like there's a flag flying in from the line judge over here from way outside.
Yeah, and I'm not real sure what this is unless it's going to be another hold. It is on us.
Oh man,
yeah,
that's the second one
after a big gain, and this right here, you talk about penalties, but I just can't understand. I mean,
yeah,
unless we're tackling them all at the line of scrimmage, there couldn't be this many holding calls. I've got to defend our linemen right here. It's kind of ridiculous that you're getting in there close to the goal line, and some officials have been known to say, let's get it back out here in the middle of the field and play with it. I'll throw a flag, and in that scrum. How you can see holding with all those bodies in there
from way over here on the sideline?
Yeah, you'll never be able to convince me. Yeah. Not ever.
Yeah, especially, again, from way over here. So right now we have 5:50 to play. Mitchell up 7-0. Now our Maroon Devils, instead of at the 5-yard line, we're back at the 20 after the penalty. So now we throw it to the left side. Double coverage over there in the end zone. Really not a chance.
There should have been a flag right there.
And getting hammered over there in the end zone, but no penalty flag. Looks like
it's Bryce coming out of the backfield, and they double covered. He was all the way out of bounds over there, and the ball had already hit the ground and went up on the track, and they knocked him out of bounds, knocked him up onto the bank over there, and that should have been a penalty flag there. They can see holding in that scrum down there, but they can't see that. You tell me. Now they're going back to their 4-man front. I'm pretty sure they're bringing one of the big defensive linemen out of there.
Third down and 15 now, and now it looks like the Maroon Devils are going to use a timeout, and we will with 5:35 to play. Mitchell leading 7-0. We'll be back in 1 minute here on the Maroon Devils Network.
This is Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. Swain County Schools views athletic participation as an extension of the classroom, where valuable life lessons are taught and learned by student athletes. These lessons are best learned when respect is accorded to players, coaches, fish straight, and sport updating this on not and are from of ultimate regardless of sports.
Hey, we're done halftime in the league, and the bully and we off the fire each other. See what is being off. Oh, it's beyond the defense, and now the off.
Yeah, Richard Cost everybody had a signal.
Yeah.
And
it looked like
their players are protesting about something down there, but I'm not really sure what it was. But they're marking it off. Let's see if we can get a call here from this head official.
He had his arms out. It looked like an unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah, it may be on. I don't know. He's coming over to talk to a coach about it.
They're going to move the ball down to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, it's third. Yeah, and that's going to make it about 3rd and 6.
Yep.
So, and we're going to put. I think we're going back to a 2 tight end set, but we'll know more here in a minute. But I don't know what the.
But he had his arms out like this, which is normally an unsportsmanlike. But
Coach
so it's 15 yards.
Coach Blankenship is still trying to. He's wondering what the call was because that penalty. I don't know what that would have. It would have to have been a bigger penalty than that.
So it's going to move the ball to the 10-yard line unless somebody said something.
And everything was still right there. I don't really know what's going on because I still not seen a signal from the official. And so we're just going to line up and I guess
from the 10-yard line.
Yeah, from the 10-yard line.
So we need 6 yards, 3rd and 6 now.
Mm-hmm.
Got to keep this drive alive. Of course, we're inside the red zone. At the 10, split backs behind Damien again. Again, a 4-man front. Now we got people moving. Bryce moved. Their defensive lineman moved, but I'm afraid we're going to pay the penalty. And, we got a timeout. Looks like the Maroon Devils called timeout as we see the official over there. So that was called apparently before the flag.
This is going to be real interesting. Coach Blankenship was calling timeout, and the flag flew in, and we're going to see, did he get the timeout called before the
I think that's what the side judge is saying, that they call the timeout before the flag, so I think they're going to pick the flag up.
Well, we're going to see.
He's calling false start.
He did.
He sure gave us that signal, and there is a timeout called, and the ball is going to be moved back now to the 15-yard line, so we are going to get penalized.
Oh gosh, this is a real shooting match right here.
Oh boy,
I'm not real sure what. And Coach Blankenship is discussing it with him over here. And I don't know what the official is trying to convince Coach Blankenship of, that he didn't call timeout or did he? I'm not real sure what it is.
So I think the side judge looked like he was trying to tell the head referee that we had called timeout before the flag. But the head referee is not agreeing with that, and they're going to let the penalty stand. So now it's 3rd down and 11.
And now he's going over to talk to Coach Blankenship about it again.
Yeah,
so
that's the end of that story. It's 3rd and 11.
Man,
we're at the 16-yard line. Got to get it down inside the 5 for a first down. Bryce Sane going in motion to the left side. Damian Lossy throwing over there. Pump fakes. Now he throws in the end zone, and traffic. Ball is going to be tipped away.
Yeah.
And just a lot of folks over there, a lot of bodies. And now it's going to bring up 4th down. And now the question is, do we try for a field goal, or are we going to go for it on 4th down here? This would be at least a 31-yard field goal.
Yeah, that was a very slow developing play. Bryce went from the backfield out to a split receiver, and I'm not real sure. I couldn't tell what Damien was going to want to do with the ball, and he pretty much just threw that one up for grabs in the back of the end zone to see if anybody could go get it because I think things got a little bit confused right there.
You're right, Ted. Of course, they had several DBs in the end zone with our receivers. This time, we're going to have 3 wide receivers, one lining up on the right side. Now we're going to have to use another timeout. There's some confusion on offense.
Right here's what it is. We never were set, and we went in motion. So, and I don't know if that's the quarterback's fault. We were going out of the gun. this time. And looked like we had it set up, but we were never set. Went into motion. There was going to be a penalty if we snapped the ball. And we got a quick timeout before we got another penalty here, because we're going for it here on fourth down with 5 minutes, a little over 5 minutes left to go in the half, which is down here in this situation. What you got to? You're down by 7. You're in the playoffs
unless you have a great kicker.
That's right, and you're playing Mitchell. But we were about to take get another penalty and take us. Make it even tougher on ourselves.
Yeah, and we talked about that in the pregame, Coach, about turnovers and penalties. And, boy, penalties have really been a problem for us on this drive.
Man, it starts biting you, and it's like an epidemic.
Yep. 4th down and 11. We need 11 yards for a first down.
Out of the gun we're going. We got wing and twins to the right-hand side and a split receiver to the right.
Oh, Damian throws it in the back of the end zone. He had pressure coming, and he actually got knocked down on the play, and I think he just kind of threw that one away.
Yeah, and it was 4th down. I couldn't see anybody open.
Nobody back there.
Nobody open, and he cut it loose there again, maybe hoping somebody would make a break towards the back of the end zone there. It wasn't a desperation throw, but there wasn't really any other place for him to put the football.
No, not at all. So now with 5:17 to play in the second quarter, Mitchell with a 7-0 lead will take the football back at their 15-yard line. So now it's up to our Maroon Devil defense to stop them on this end of the field and potentially get the ball back before halftime. Their quarterback, who's outstanding, Noah Pittman, back in the shotgun, one back beside him, turns and hands off, and he runs right up the gut for a big play. We got one guy falling down on the play. Another guy slipped over here, and again, this turf is slick. Finally getting him out of bounds over here is Lucas Brown with a touchdown-saving tackle. Coach, we had 2 guys lose their footing and miss him on that play.
Yeah, he popped out of there. It was a misdirection play. And he popped out of there, and I don't think there was about 3 of our players even knew where the ball was, because he came out of that crowd of big offensive linemen. He changed directions back there, and I couldn't see him. And then all of a sudden he pops out of there, and he was upfield before anybody knew it.
Yeah, we had 2 guys literally lose their footing and missing tackles, and finally Lucas Brown pinned him on the sideline and chased him out of bounds. First down. Now there's a penalty flag. It's going to be charged on Mitchell, looks like. And it looks like a sideline warning.
Us.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that guy over there, I'm there again. I've been on those sidelines, so I can say this. If you've never been there, I don't know if you have a right to say it. He's lost his mind. He has literally lost his mind over there.
He's getting flag happy.
He's losing his composure.
So now, out of the shotgun, Pittman fires, got the wide receiver screen coming back toward the middle of the field, and it's going to be a 9-yard gain as he hits Tyler McKinney coming back inside the 40-yard line.
Yeah, it's a play they ran earlier in the ball game. It's that reverse bubble screen, and Cody Long this time missed him. He saw Cody coming, and he put a spin move on him, and he missed him, and he ends up picking up about 4 more yards after that. So we've got they're trying to walk the ball down the field, and but yeah, I don't want to get too upset about these officials, but it's hard to understand them sometimes.
Yeah. They do. Sometimes they get flag happy. And
I need to apologize to folks out there for that, but I need to apologize, but I ain't going to.
Yeah. 2nd down and 1 right now for Mitchell with 4.5 minutes to play before halftime. And right now, the Maroon Devil defense has got to make a stand here to prevent Mitchell from getting on the scoreboard again before halftime.
Okay, a little bit different look from their wingman. Now they're going in motion, taking back in motion outside.
Down the middle, wide open at the 20-yard line, 15-10, 5. Got a penalty flag for a face mask. We had our guy grab the face mask there of the receiver, Ty Sparks, inside the 5-yard line. So it's going to be half the distance, which is only going to be a yard, but there will be a face mask penalty on the play.
Yeah, they took the only back out of the backfield, put him in motion into the boundary, to the wide side of the field. When the ball was snapped, he looked at him out here. We jumped him, and the tight end was releasing inside, upfield, and was able to just running wide open down the middle of the field, taking advantage of a split zone coverage.
So now it's going to be first down and goal to go literally from the 1-yard line after the half the distance face mask penalty from the 2-yard line. So now Mitchell, obviously with only 4 minutes to play before halftime, with an ideal situation here with 4 downs to crash it into the end zone here. And again, the quarterback, Pittman, is going to be under center. He is going to line up. Now he gets his back straightened up in the backfield. 2 backs right behind him.
Yeah, they're having a little bit of confusion themselves.
Yeah, they're moving around some of the backfield, not sure which way to go. As their quarterback doesn't play under center a whole lot. But,
they don't play a whole lot with 2 tight ends and wings like they had it right there. And there again, just to draw people a picture at home, nobody split out. They got every able-bodied person they can on the line of scrimmage. Quarterback walks up under, and he's got 2 backs back there behind him. They're not really in a split backs like we would run the veer out of. He's got a fullback right behind him and then a halfback off to the side. So.
And in one updated score, Robbinsville now leads Murphy 10-0. That game in the second quarter at the half. They're at the halftime now as we're almost at the half. So Robbinsville in the lead there. East Surrey over Mountain Island Charter 13-7 in the second quarter. I tell you, that East Surrey team's not bad either.
No, and this bloodletting that's going on back there in Robbinsville, it's not over. I can tell you that. I guarantee you. Now, it may be halftime, but. Yeah, it's not over by a long shot.
Yeah, Davy Gentry hadn't won over 400 games for nothing, has he?
No, he hadn't, and they don't like each other just like we don't like them. So there.
That's it. There's not a whole lot of love lost. Here we go as Pittman is going to run right behind his offensive line. Did he get in the end zone? And, yes, he did. Touchdown Mitchell with 3:41 to play, making it a 13-0 ball game here. And they'll line up for the point after. And as we mentioned, their PAT kicker is pretty accurate. He is now 61 of 66 on the season. So he's almost automatic.
No, he's due to miss one. And we need a miss right here to keep some kind of leverage on this ball game because it's now become a 2-score game for us.
It really has. It is a 2-score game, no question. Now, as again coming on is going to be Elliot Cadans, a senior. And they have some outstanding seniors on this team here at Mitchell High School, as do our Maroon Devils. And the point after, good hold, good snap. The kick is up, and it's going to be in there and good with 3:41 to play. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in 1 minute. Keep it right here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. I'm Maroon Devils. Again, the kick into the end zone again. Again, their outstanding kicker, Elliot Cadans, kicks it in the end zone for the second time here tonight. One thing about it, Coach, as we get ready here with 3:41 before half, we still have time to get something going, but we also will get the football to open up the second half.
Yeah, it's made it that 2-score game, like we said, and we've got to bear down now. We've got to bear down even on this series. We need it. I hate to say a big play, but we can't. We don't have time to sustain a long drive.
That's
so
it.
We need something big to happen.
And there's another penalty flag, this time from the head referee in the backfield, and it's going to be a false start again against the Maroon Devils. And Coach, this clock, you can't tell, but we are either out of timeouts or maybe have one left.
Yeah, I know down here when we were trying to get the ball in, we had to use, I think, a couple, so I'm not real sure either. But right now, we got to regain some composure here with this penalty stuff. And you know, there again, we talked about it before the ball game, penalties, turnovers, and the kicking game. And
they can be crucial in a game like this with two very good football teams. Damian Lossy hands off. We run to the left side, and we crash out to about the 20. We got the 5 yards back. It's going to bring up a second down and 10 now. And Again, Ian Brooks in there, and quarterback Damian Lossy. Bryce Sane is playing tonight, 3:24 and counting.
The clock's running, so somewhere down through here, it's something big's got to happen, and we've got to get these plays called and get down through there. I can't see Coach Blankenship just.
We're using a lot of time right here.
Yeah, and it's not one of those things where you're going to end up. We still got 10 seconds left to go on the clock. You got to make it. You got to have a big play somewhere along.
That's it. And this time, Damian Lossy fakes the handoff. He keeps the ball and runs back out to the right side. He got about 3 yards out to the 23-yard line, but not a whole lot. Mitchell saw that one coming at him.
Yeah, he started to run the follow play or the belly play to the weak side, and he got met at the line of scrimmage. He actually rolled out of there and picked up maybe a yard or two by just rolling out and trying to get back out the other side. Now, that could have been a big play.
Right.
But we got to have something that's designed right here, something that we can make happen and get this ball upfield, at least get on their side of the field, especially now that it's third down.
3rd down and 6, split backs again. 2 wide receivers. Damian hands off. We run to the right side. We get nothing at the 25-yard line. So now on 4th down with 2 minutes still to play before halftime, we're going to have to punt it back to the Mountaineers, I think, as the officials now with 2 minutes to play. We're going to let's see. Mitchell's calling a timeout, so Mitchell realizes, hey, we're going to get the ball back.
Yeah, that's smart move on his part because we were going to let the clock run down as much as we could and then punt it back to them. But we need to find us a way. We've got to be able to pop some of these things, and I don't know. I'm not real sure whether running the constant option plays all the time is going to do it for us. Unless we change formations, you say, well, we're not having any luck throwing the ball, but at the same time, you got to try to find a way. You got to have something in your playbook that says, I don't care if it's a reverse. You got to have a game changer here somehow.
That's it, no doubt. And this Mitchell defense is outstanding on the season, giving up an average of only 5 points per game. They've also had 5 shutouts this year from their defense. So they have an outstanding defense.
Well, you can tell by looking at them, and they know what they're doing up there, and they're switching these fronts back and forth, going from 4-man fronts to 5-man fronts, and especially when they see us stacked up in there with sometimes with 2 tight ends and then unbalanced line sets, and so now we're going to end up punting the ball back to them. Hopefully, and get them in poor
great punt
position.
from Damian Lossy. Fair catch all the way back at the 37-yard line. Good decision back there by Tyler McKinney. But again, the Mountaineers have 1:55 to play to try to get something else before halftime.
Yeah, and I'll promise you, Mitchell County's going to try to get another one on the board. I mean,
sure.
And he figures between not just running part of his regular offense, he's going to try to do something a little bit special, maybe something we haven't seen, and try to get that ball upfield.
Well, he has 2 outstanding wide receivers in Tyler McKinney, who's caught 38 passes, number 10, and number 5, Ty Pittman, 21 catches on the year. And as a matter of fact, he's got them both stacked over here on the left side.
Yeah.
So he's got his outstanding receivers. And then Garrison Phillips, number 11, who we saw open earlier, is split out wide to the right side.
Yeah, and he's out there on a lot of grass all by himself and a defensive back.
Single coverage.
Yeah, and so we're going to see a little bit of motion out of the backfield, and here comes the throw.
Looking, still looking.
Got everybody covered,
there
and now he broke open right
yep.
in between the linebackers and the safeties.
And again, that's Tyler McKinney, the guy we were talking about, number 10, their go-to receiver this year, and he did. He got in there between the linebackers and safeties for a first down, plus he got out of bounds with still 1:51 to play.
They ran a stop route by the outside receiver, a 10-yard stop by the inside receiver, and a fly with the third receiver. So, all they're saying is one level or the other, we're going to throw this football.
A first down and 10 now at the Maroon Devil 47-yard line. Mitchell with a 14-0 lead. This time they run right outside the right guard and into the secondary, and still running all the way down to the 25-yard line is Tanner Duncan. And Coach, he popped that one quick and got into open territory.
That was a zone play, nobody pulling, and he bent it back. He got the ball from the quarterback, ran in front of the quarterback out of that pistol set, and then realized what was going on and just cut that thing back and blew upfield through a gap, and everybody was gone.
Yep, he had plenty of room out there. So now Mitchell, 128, clock running, first down and 10 at our 26.5-yard line. Quarterback in the shotgun, rolls left, looks left, has pressure, steps up, gets away from Nick, fires in the end zone, got a man wide open. And, I mean, wide open back there again is Garrison Phillips in that corner of the end zone, and he found him.
Man, if you weren't playing against this quarterback, he's fun to watch. He was in trouble.
Yeah, Nick had him.
He had him. He looked back across the field, started that way, and the receiver who had run a stop route over there just took off. And as soon as he did, he hung it up, and I didn't see the receiver for a second, but there he was running upfield and right into the corner of the end zone for a touchdown.
Wide open. And again, coming on is going to be Elliott Cadance for the point after. He boots this one up. And just like that, with 1:14 to play, Coach, it's a 21-0 lead. We'll keep it right here before we send it back to the studio at the end of the first half with the halftime coming up. But that's what good football teams do. When they have time on their side, they can make things happen and score in a hurry.
Well, just like we said, Mitchell was not going to be satisfied without trying to at least get one more score on there. They didn't want to go into halftime with two scores and then with the football. They wanted that third score, and their athletes made it out there. They made it happen, and they took chances. They took a chance to throw that football upfield. I mean, he's running around back here about to be sacked, and he just threw that thing up in the corner of the end zone, and that kid broke loose and caught the thing. So, big plays can come from luck or by luck or design.
Oh,
and,
no doubt.
That was a lucky one, but there it was.
Yeah, he was wide open in the end zone, and now the kickoff and the other two kickoffs we have seen from Cadans, they have been into the end zone. And he boots this one. It's going to be a line drive, and we're going to let it bounce into the end zone, and we'll get the football back with 1:14 to play. Now the question is, can we do anything before halftime? It's going to take a big play.
Well, 1:14, and doing what we're doing now, and as long as they're in that five front, now they're going to start in this forefront. Just watching him right here with the players that's going on the field, he's going to put that forefront up there. They're going to play pretty deep in the secondary to make sure that we don't hit a quick play. But I just don't think there's any way we can start running veer plays right here, right now, and score.
No, you got to have something big to really open up this defense, and they do have two deep safeties back here on first down and 10 from the 20 as Damian is going to run the option, pitching it out, and boy, Ian Brooks is met in the backfield, and he got a yard or two, and that's going to be all. And there's a very late penalty flag over there on the sideline as we're seeing some frustration start to build over there, I believe, on that penalty.
Yeah, I'm not real sure who it's. I couldn't see it from right here, Gary. We ran the veer out of the split backs and took it all the way to the pitch, and we get called for a personal foul.
Yeah, that's the frustration.
Yeah, that's the frustration right there, and and it is frustrating when you're running the option, you take it all the way to the pitch, and you get tackled at or behind the line of scrimmage, and you're expecting a big play out of it. But Mitchell's well coached. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They've got all three phases. A lot of teams don't do that. They'll take away the dive and the quarterback, but they don't even worry about the pitch.
And
now we're going out of the gun. Let's see if we can make anything happen out of this right here. With Damian back there, he's going to try to throw the football.
Rolls right, throws right in traffic, and covered well over here looks like Connor Hyatt, again covered by Tyler McKinney. Check that. That was actually Donovan Groenwald, but again, good coverage by McKinney, who's 6'2", pretty good size for a safety.
Yeah, he closed from behind him and went up with it, and there's a lot of hand play going on there, but, I mean, that's the way you play defense. And, Grunwald wasn't able to hang on to the football.
So now it's going to bring up a third down. We have a long way to go. We still have 1 minute left to play here before halftime, but now third down and almost 20. And again, they've got Deep coverage back here. We hand off and run to the right side. Bryce Sane trying to get outside. He breaks a tackle and does actually turn the corner. He got those yards just on second effort as he gets out to the 20-yard line. Not a first down, but a very good run.
Yeah, got hit at the line of scrimmage and was able to bounce off of him, keep his feet going, and working upfield, and did the smart thing. Once he got near that boundary, he made sure he got all he could get and get out of bounds, get that clock stopped. We're still down on our 20, and it's bringing up fourth down. So
we're going to have to punt.
Yeah, and you punt this right here, and I'm going to tell you, with 50 seconds left to go, Mitchell still ain't satisfied.
Yeah.
They'll take a shot. If I just can't see them. He may take a knee and just finish the clock out before half.
They have big play capability.
That's it, and they like that lucky strike they get when they on like they did on that last touchdown.
They're going to return the punt from the 50 down inside the 40, still running, breaking a tackle here and there, all the way back to the 35-yard line. It's going to be Tyler McKinney, their lead receiver. Football in very good field position with 39 seconds still to play.
Yeah, now after that punt and his return, right there, the difference in the yardage of where we had the football and where they got it is about 12 yards. So here they are now on about the 35-yard line. And, I can see them taking his shot from right there.
Sure.
That quarterback will have no problem throwing it all the way to the times if he needs to.
That's it. And again, they have the receivers who are very good. Tyler McKinney and Phillips also over there, number 5. McKinney and Phillips on the same side. And Pittman over here on the other side. This on the right. Pittman, the quarterback, back in the shotgun. Fires got his 20-yard line inside the 20. And, Coach, he got down inside that zone again behind the linebackers in front of the safety.
Yeah, they're finding that soft zone in there. And he didn't even see the football till it was right on him. Quarterback knew where he was going to be. He turned it loose long before that receiver turned around. That shows your
that communication.
Yeah.
They've just before, and now they're just going to spike the ball and stop the clock with 23 seconds to play. And Coach, they realize they have a good field goal kicker, so we'll see if they obviously have time to run a couple more plays before they might even have to attempt a field goal.
Yeah, and the debate right there will be, a lot of folks over here from the Mitchell side are upset about why the clock was running. Well, it was a first down, and once they all changed and everything was set. So they spiked the ball and created a situation. They got 23 seconds left to take 2 shots at the end zone.
17-yard line. Pittman back to throw. Fires up for grabs. Jump ball. Left corner of the end zone. And we knock it away.
Great play.
Good coverage back there by Lucas Brown.
Yeah, quarterback threw it up to make it a jump ball back there. And both the receiver and the defender were right in the corner as a flag route, and they both went up at the same time. Both of them, I believe, touched the ball, but it ended up on the ground.
Only 5 seconds off the clock, still 17 seconds to play,
yeah.
So they could do this a couple more times and still have time for a field goal.
Yeah.
Well, now it's third down.
Yeah, it's third down. He's back there by himself now, the quarterback is. He's got 3 receivers to the left and 2 to the right. And everybody's out for a long one.
And pressure, rolls, fires in the end zone. He undershot his man.
Yeah.
He tried to get it down there to Ty Sparks, but it hit the ground first. And now it's going to bring up, looks like fourth down, and they are going to bring their kicker on.
Yeah, they're going to try the field goal right here. They're going to try to get some more points out of this. And that time we had everybody bracketed pretty good coverage down the field, and he got in trouble back there. And as he came out, he just tried to sling it pretty much like Damien did towards the back of the end zone, see if anybody could go get it. Now
they're going to spot it at the 23. It's going to be a 33-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2 on field goals this year. His long has been 30, but we've seen his kickoffs, and we know he has the leg strength to get it up there. And this one has the distance, and it's going to be good with still 11 seconds to play before halftime, and Mitchell with a very impressive 24-0 lead here right before halftime.
Yeah, so far they've done nothing wrong.
That's right.
Outside of a couple of penalties, we've been spending most of the first half shooting ourselves in the foot, and we've got to definitely get that straightened out and see if we can't find a way to overcome that kind of deficit. I mean, that's a 4-score now.
That's a big deficit against a quality football team.
Yeah. It'd be different if it was something lucky, but we've basically in the first half have spotted them 4 scores, 3 touchdowns, and a field goal. So, that's and against their type of the way they play, it's going to be very, very difficult to overcome.
No doubt.
I ain't saying it can't be done, but we got to come up with something more than running the line of scrimmage veer every play, because they've pretty much got that down pat right now.
So now they get ready to kick it back, and again, so far here we have had no return because they've been kicking it into the end zone just about every time. Now we will get the ball also to start the third quarter. Now the head referee is still over here talking with Travis Pittman, head coach for the Mitchell Mountaineers, about something here. They're talking about the play clock. We heard somebody say here in the press box. Now, as a matter of fact, the play clock is right now off. So looks like one of them's off and one of them is kind of malfunctioning over here on one part of the end zone. So
don't get me started on those things. I love them. Don't get me wrong. We were the first people in the Smoky Mountain Conference to put them in. And I liked them because it gave quarterbacks, you didn't have to worry about an official back there, and you didn't know where the guy could even tell time. And he's back there counting down seconds. Like he's got it. Some of them acted like he had a watch on them. They didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't know. So we put those clocks up. But you talk about malfunctions, and I don't know what the problem with them, why you can't get them to work, 2 of them at the same time.
Yeah, it's they are kind of inconsistent, to say the least. Here comes the kickoff now after that last Mitchell score. And, again, they kick it very deep. No return. This one bounces out of the back of the end zone again. So now we got a very late penalty flag coming in again. I mean,
that
wow.
one came from
Midfield.
5, 10, 15. That flag was thrown 20 yards away, and it set sail up into the lights, and now it came down 20 yards away.
I mean,
so now
that's dangerous. That can hit somebody.
Yeah, let's see what – we committed a personal foul somewhere in this mess.
Got a personal foul on the return, apparently, but it came flying in from midfield over here.
Yeah, I guess you can see personal fouls 20 yards away, too. I don't know.
But, boy, I tell you what, we're not getting any kind of a break at all from the guys in the black and white stripes here at all in the first half, with still 6.5 seconds to play, probably one more play before halftime, and we'll try to go into the locker room at halftime and regroup. And at this point of the game, that's about all you can do, Coach. I know you've been in this situation, not a whole lot of times, but it is. It's you got to go in and put this behind you.
You stay in coaching long enough, you're going to be in this situation.
Right.
And anybody says they haven't or they wouldn't, they're a liar. They don't, or they're just lying to you. They don't know what they're talking about, because it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. We come out running it, and that's going to be the final play of the first half.
And there's 2 flags on the field now.
Oh boy! So hold the phone. The clock is stopped. We got a false start. And
well, if that's a false start, then they got to put time back on the clock. Yeah. But that's irrelevant, because they're not going to do it.
They won't do it.
Yeah, they're not that smart.
So now with 4 seconds on the clock, we're going to spot the ball at the 5-yard line, snap it again, and probably go to the locker room for halftime here. So and here is just something. Here is somewhere you don't want to fumble the ball at this spot on the football field. Damian turns. He's just going to run.
We almost did. It's a busted play right there, and they drove Damian back through into the end zone. Either the backs went the wrong way or Damian opened up the wrong way, but he was hit right there at the line of scrimmage, behind the line of scrimmage, and knocked back into the end zone.
So that's the way the first half is going to end. But so far, the first half has been all Mitchell Mountaineers as they lead 24-0 at halftime. Fans, we're going to send it back to the studios, and we'll be back to get this second half underway. So keep it right here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. Elliott Caden's getting ready to kick it off. And what else is new? He kicks this one actually to the goal line. We're going to bring it back out to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, 25. And still breaking a tackle out to the 30-yard line around the right side. A great return by Donovan Groenwald. And that's been one of our most exciting plays of the entire night, as we're going to get the football to start this third quarter in very good field position.
Yeah, he got the ball on the 1-yard line there and almost broke the thing.
Yeah.
And was able to get the ball out here close to the 40-yard line. So a heck of a return by Grunwald, and we'll see if we can start opening some things and making some things happen here for our offensively to change the whole tempo and the game setting here.
Now it's going to be Damian Lossy handing off, and we run straight ahead for a short gain of about 2.5 yards. Again, that first half was all Mitchell as they lead 24-0 at halftime. We'll tell you some more scores here in just a minute. But again, Coach, we've heard this from different coaches and commentators throughout the years about sometimes how the first few minutes of the second half can be.
Yeah, you've got to right now. You're down 24-0, and Mitchell's doing a great job play. We got to start making some big things happen.
The out gets about 4 yards. Going to bring up third down. We're 3, and let's check some other scores. 17-7 in the third quarter. West Stokes over Mountaineers 8 in the third quarter. At Hen 7 over Brevard, and it's leading Kings Mountain 10 game in the third quarter. Eden Island Charter 19 to halftime score. Number 1 seed Wan 43-0. Wow, here we go. Maroon Devils out at the 50-yard line, 5 on the ground, just straight ahead all.
Yeah, last two runs from the line of scrimmage, Dane his own hands, called his own up into the line of scrimmage right there, trying to get some key blocks. But right now, the key thing is we have in this stain. We have too many penalties in that first half.
This time it's got a receiver down to the 45-yard line right now, Coach. We're getting some good offensive line surge.
Yeah, weak side veer back to the one tight end, 2 receiver, and ran here, veer blocking it. So up and go back to more base blocking, and Damian keeping the tight end to the right this time. Split back set.
We head off to Ian Brooks, so we've switched a little bit of a running backs with Colby Taylor in the backfield.
Yeah, look at this mid option right now. We're what I mean by that is the front is lending it. Even one of the defense tackles inside standing, and which one, and run the ball that way and run it inside.
And we run straight ahead to a first down. Should be a first down at the yard line.
Yeah. See right here though, I'm not seeing the kind of. Okay, good. It was I didn't realize where the ball was, and I saw Damian coming backside. I didn't know where they
had it, or we were going to get robbed on that play.
Yeah.
So. At the 40, the Devils off to it here in the third quarter, trying to. Me and Lossy turns and just runs right up the gut.
Good
Another good, almost a 10-yard pickup, Coach.
That follow play again, and this time he bent it back one gap and shot through there before the secondary safeties came up and made the tackle.
And they have quickness in their secondary. Once into the secondary, they get to it this again. Mm-hmm. And good hard running in there again by Colby Taylor, who's a big kid of his 90 pounds.
Yeah, sure blocking, down blocking, leaving the end on the line of scrimmage standing to close. A long way, too, because we're getting our splits just a wider right here, and that makes it harder for them to close. And the wider those splits get, the fee's got to come.
So this time it's going to be Groenwald, wide right, Connor Hyatt, wide left, split backs again behind Damian. They're sneaking up on the line of scrimmage. We run to the right side. There's nice gap. Yep. Damian spinning, got a penalty flag, though. This one may come back.
We ran the midline. Damian kept it and went to the wider, which is a very smart play. And
holding call.
And so here we go again with the penalties. He got more than the first down. And going to bring it back now with a holding call. It's going to put us back behind the sticks now, make it 12.
And this is down inside the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. So it comes all the way back out to the 33-yard line with a second down and third. Those penalties are just they just kill you.
Yeah, right now it's alive. I mean, literally, it's and it takes a lot out of you, man, when you're driving, you're putting together. And then a hold penalty or even a little proceed penalty, a false start. And especially against a good football team, you can't overcome many of them.
That's it, your rhythm.
It does. You got to find it. You got to dig down deep right here. You just go at it like it's an everyday. You got to concentrate. You got to.
That's a good football team. Obviously, Mitchell has to be sharp.
Yeah, they're 4-man front right now, and Dutton and
to throw
exclusively.
Looking down the middle, fires too tall for Con. He came up and on that pass incomplete.
Again, Damon's rolling trouble all year long. That on him when he's rolling to his. He didn't hardly have him sit, and it took off on him.
13, obviously, our Maroon Devils in the four-down territory. Drive is outstanding. Of course, the thing we've used almost half.
And the important thing is getting this thing in. Now we're going with we're splitting the tight end out now. Split back. Damon's going to drop. Running a drop. Yep.
Right up the middle and almost got the first down. Carries down to the 23-yard line, so we only need fourth down.
Yeah, it's fourth and about 3 and a no-brainer. I mean, you've got to make up your mind late. The score's so warped right now, 24-0. You got to go and try to establish yourself.
It's kind of like the old saying. And we have used 6 minutes, literally, of this third quarter, 5:50. And our Maroon Devils here. This could be really, really big for the Maroon Devils. To the right side, got the first down.
Yeah, the huddle got to the line of scrimmage, popped down and one ball and ran a base back off the ball there, which is pretty impressive. Down so.
That's it at the 19-yard line. Ian Brooks running to the right line over there with Chase and those big McCoy and company over there for the red zone. Damian under center. Here comes Ian again running to that end as he stepped down to the 16.
Literally tripped because he actually at the line of scrimmage. We were ends then. Now they're going to run front. They have to change partner their forefront. We went with 2 tights and we had over there.
Now Bryce Sane back to the.
Now they go back to their 5 front there.
Connor Hyatt in motion to the left side now for the Maroon Devils as we Damian Lossy right in there behind line, very close to another first.
Yeah, they were slanting this way, and he pulled that ball off that out of the backs, and he's just going one gap wider with it. He's not trying to get to the edge.
Ooh, third down and less than a yard.
Yeah, less than a yard. Damian's seeing that and around and going vertical with it.
So now again, from the backfield,
now we're down in their foot. We're going to try to block this thing. There it goes down.
Got 3 yards on the right side. The sticks will actually be first down and goal.
Yeah.
And an 8-minute drive here, Coach. 4 minutes to play in the third quarter.
Yep.
But again, right now the Maroon Devils got to get points.
You got to get the points on the board, right? Whole complexion of the ball game. Now, with using up this much time, it's an advantage and a disadvantage. The advantage is you get out of their hands. The disadvantage is get this score back tied up.
Again, split backs behind Damian, hands off. Bryce Sane turn the corner, and he gets down inside 5. They're going to force him out of bounds at the 2, but good hard-nosed running.
The old school 42 blast, off-tackle play for everybody inside, kick the defense out, jump up in that same. He got up to linebacker level for another 3 yards.
Outstanding second effort, yards after contact, so to speak. Mm-hmm. Rack it down and goal from the 2-yard line.
The foot again. Damian diving up in there for the touchdown.
Devils
took it in from the 4. Literally, we got in there, stacked those, got our feet together. Went all the way to on the right hand side, found that gap, jumped up in it for a touchdown.
8.5-minute drive, 3.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Now we're going to line up and go for 2, and they're talking. Our Hyatt comes in from this line.
And right now the reason being is even if it comes down to we can match scores with them, say going for 2 right now, and every time from here on out is a better advantage than kicking extra points.
Hyatt under center, he's going to throw. He rolls to his right, fires in the end zone, and it's incomplete. Pass intended there in the end zone. 4 looks like Gabe. Tell if it was low or just incomplete.
It looked like it was. It was a little bit behind him. And down to get it, but it rises to the ground, too.
It's going to be the score 24-6, 3.5 minutes to play. They'll be back after this 1-minute break. Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. Aiden Pond on the kickoff is taken at the 22-yard line down there by Logan Hudgens.
Penalty down here, Gary. I think so. The penalty bug's still biting us a little bit, and
oh boy,
we're going to have to kick this one over.
And that gives them a better chance because we had a pretty good situation there at the 22 as they caught it and hit a knee. Chance of bringing one back.
Yeah, it was. It's one of those things where when you're lining up 5 yards, And this time the kicker's going to go on back, and he's going to try to get a deeper kick this time. Maybe, hopefully, a line drive in the middle of them here.
Aiden, our kickoff man, and hitting this time from the 35 after the 5-yard penalty. And he does. He kicks it high. Good
We're
kick.
offside. We did it again.
Oh, my goodness.
We did. So,
these kind of mistakes are what drive coaches just bananas.
well,
They're mental mistakes.
there's that word again, composure.
Yeah.
And this is not something that this is the first day you're doing it.
No.
And it's things that you don't during ball games. You pull your hair out. It make you lay awake at night and think, what's going on.
Yeah,
and sometimes it can be something as minuscule as the kicker taking an extra step, because this kickoff team is all about timing.
Right.
And that's why you have to work it. And then you got to put the right people on the field who can get down the field and make a tackle they do it. So, and I see Mitchell here, they're switching their return people around and kind of putting me up in different places.
Now it's going to be a kickoff, going to be high toward the right side, and this is going to be one of their better return men, Tyler McKinney, back out across the 30, and he is a man who can run, breaking a couple of tackles, still on his feet, and he's still at the 35 before we finally force him out of bounds over here on the sideline. And, Coach, they're going to take it in very good field position out across the 40.
Yeah, he caught it on our sidelines over there and came directly straight across the field looking for a seam to jump up into. Couldn't find anything, but he got to the edge over here. He broke maybe 3 tackles, and then he got over here to the boundary, and we finally able to knock him out of bounds.
So now Mitchell has it actually going to spot it way back down at the 36. He crossed the 40, but he must have stepped out of bounds over here.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me. He might have, and then tried to get on upfield.
First down and 10, Mountaineers now. Again, their dual-threat quarterback, Noah Pittman, 1,300 yards rushing, over 1,500 passing, doing a good job this year. But this time they run it for only a yard gain, handing off to Tanner Duncan.
Yeah, this is one of their base offensive plays, and pulling the guard, filling with one back, and handing it to the other back, and he's trying to find that seam in between those pulling guards.
And right now, Coach, they're taking their time, and they might even use a timeout. No, they're going to keep the clock running. And right now, that's one of their strategies, I'm sure, is use as much time as they can.
Yeah, and since their play clocks are out right now, it's a guessing game, and there again, now you're putting it into the hands of an official that's on the field.
Second down now, 9. As Pittman gets the snap, fires down the middle, and it's almost picked off over there by Connor Hyatt.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a mess up right there. That the offensive linemen were zone blocking for a pass play to the right hand side, just moving the pocket to the right, and he faked to the back, stood up, but the receiver never turned around. So I don't know if he didn't have the right route in his mind or whatever, but we were fortunate right there too, because that would have been one of those one-on-one situations and with a lot of grass out there.
Yeah, and Connor read it and almost made a diving catch. Now it's third down and 9.
Yeah, he almost picked that one off.
So time for a big stop right here for the Maroon Devils to potentially get the ball back. If we can stop the Mitchell Mountaineers as they hand off and run right up the gut, and they're into the secondary for a huge first down, breaking tackles down the left side, and Connor Hyatt finally forces Tanner Duncan out of bounds. And Coach, just when we had them stopped on 3rd and 9, they bust a big play.
They blocked everybody at level 1, everybody at level 2. I'm not real sure. It looked like a fold block to me, but what I mean by fold block is that there's 2 defenders right there. One of them's generally they're generally 2 defensive linemen, and the offensive linemen, they swap them there, and one steps behind the other one, and they kicked us out and blew up field a straight shot.
Yeah, huge play for the Mountaineers all the way down to the Maroon Devil 29-yard line. 2:20 to play here in the third quarter. Pittman hands off a little counter as they hand it off to the split end over there on that left side, but he only got a yard or 2, so that fooled nobody.
Yeah, he really didn't have room to cut that one back like he had earlier, and so he had to run it on to the sides where both guards were pulling, and we stacked him up at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, good job by Cody Long over there and Connor McCoy to seal that corner off and not allow any outside activity. Second down and 9 now, just under 2 minutes to play third quarter. And, again, the play clock is not on the field, being kept by the officials down there.
Now they're going to do a little trade with their tight end and wing and their back, shifting everything to the other side. Almost snapped it on the ground.
Oh,
Great
boy, we
play.
read that play well.
Yeah.
Coming in with the tackle there again is Connor McCoy.
Yeah, tackled him behind the line of scrimmage,
Yep.
looks like to me, and stacked him up right there. So we've got an opportunity right here to bring it up 3rd down, 3rd and 10, and this quarterback's awful dangerous, and so are those receivers. But I don't know if they're in a situation yet where they want to just throw it to try to get a 1st down. They can still run the ball, and then maybe because they're in 2-down territory for them.
Oh, no doubt. As we mentioned, Pittman 1,300 yards passing,
All right.
1,500 yards rushing. He's in the shotgun on 3rd and 10.
Tight formation on both sides.
Fakes the
Backside,
handoff.
got 2 receivers, both of them running flag routes.
And he got it
Throws
complete.
it underneath.
Yep, throws it underneath. And again, he had good blocking. There's a late penalty flag for a late hit out of bounds. And, Coach, we had pressure coming in on him, but one of their backs really gave him extra time to make that throw.
Yeah, and we've had good pressure on him, but like I said, it's a delayed reaction by some of these receivers. They're running on 2 flag routes on both sides of the field, and then this receiver just crept out and got in that zone coverage underneath and was knocked out of bounds over here, and it looks like we're going to get another personal foul.
Yeah, it looks like got an injured player over here
Yep.
on the sideline as well, as they attend to him over here on the Mitchell sideline, just to the right of their bench down here. As, again, these personal foul penalties have burned us every time.
All these penalties. And there again, personal foul penalties or those are composure penalties.
Exactly.
You got to, I could eat sometimes a late hit in a ball game, but because of over aggressiveness. But when you start getting 3 and 4 of them in a ball game, then something's wrong. Something's wrong with what's going on.
That's it. And with the pass completion and the penalty, that gives Mitchell a 1st down and goal to go down at the 7-yard line. And while they attend to the injured player with 48 seconds to play here in the 3rd quarter, we're going to take a timeout down the line. And we'll be back with a score. Mitchell 24, Maroon Devils 6. We'll be back in 1 minute here on the Maroon Devils Network. First and goal, Mitchell Mountaineers after the personal foul as they hand off and run to the left side into the end zone on the very first play from scrimmage. Tanner Duncan taking it into the end zone for his 8th touchdown this year. And, Coach, again, with a personal foul added on to the end of that pass play, Mitchell busts it right into the end zone.
Yeah, and it's that lack of discipline that get you a penalty like that, and you get your head down some, and they ran one of their basic plays. They just traded the tight end over, pulled both those guards, and ran it on the edge out there more as like a short sweep play is all it was. Handed it to the back, and he didn't even have to change directions. He just turned it upfield and put it in the end zone.
Canan's coming on for the point after now with 42 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter as the Mitchell Mountaineers have been pretty flawless here tonight as they kick up the PAT, and it's going to be good as well as they have a 31-6 lead. And, Coach, that's one way to describe it. Mitchell has not made a whole lot of mistakes in the football game tonight.
No, they haven't. Don't have a whole lot of penalties.
Nope.
The low snaps, those types of things are going to happen. I'm sure they've tried to correct them and get all that kind of stuff taken care of. But if you don't beat yourself, then you're making somebody try to beat you. But right now we're beating ourselves.
Well, Boy, and another big game over at Big Oak Stadium. Robbinsville leading Murphy 24-7 in the third quarter. East Surrey leading Mountain Island Charter 26-14 in the fourth quarter in that playoff game.
That's all I can say to that Murphy and Robbinsville score.
It's Robbinsville. We know they are very capable as we saw them firsthand, and they beat Murphy in a tight one at Murphy in the regular season. But now they're playing at home in Big Oaks, and that home field advantage is real. I mean, it's real.
It is. There's no doubt.
We're seeing it tonight.
Yeah, and then the mere fact that that you get that down this many scores, and right now the clock is against. For sure, it was great. We were able to take the ball down there and score up most of the third quarter. We don't have that kind of time now. Not with a score like this, 31-6. It's been fast for us. And what kind of discipline, character we have for the quarter in 42 seconds.
Probably do so quickly to in the driver's seat. And here on the short side. And pump fakes, fires down the left. And there's Connor Hines. Mitchell Terra. First down.
Made that play, rose all the level players, and it was one-on-one out here.
Standing play out here, a good timing on the pass and the catch, and we know Connor's very capable. 400, and now having a good year. Senior Damian rolling to the right. He only gets a couple of yards as Duncan on the top.
Yeah, they had good coverage on us, but he had to turn loose of his coverage, make the play on Damian, because pretty much turned it loose and tried to get up.
But time out on the field. That's the end of the third, 31-6. We'll be back in one. Looking back, Colby Taylor, the only back. See Ian Brooks over here on the wing on a 2nd down and 9 inside territory. Damian's going to run it inside, but their linebackers comes up on the stop.
Yeah, and again, putting the ball in Damian's, you can see the field, line of scrimmage. We're able to pick up by just running a simple switch, just run to the corner, miss.
Well, I tell you, these Mitchell fan bells, and they have a lot of folks made the trip up. And here we got 7 just in the quarter. Ian Brooks left side. Damian rolls to the right side. Time now. He fires. Knocked away.
There we go.
May have an interference, Kenny, as he came down over the back.
And then Damian got rolled a late hit, but the head official in his decided not to make that call.
Somebody said something.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be on us because the official is clapping their hands. So we've got the ball. It looks like foul on it. That makes number 5 or number 6.
Interference, and now we're ducked on us. Because somebody said something right. Walk by the head referee, say something, and here comes the. And again, Coach, that word.
And discipline.
Yep.
They
go hand in.
Yeah, this right here, a big play for us right here. Man, we're going to have a first down. We're going to score. We're going to be respectable, and then we take our own self-respect away.
Yeah, the tough situation had a golden opportunity to be in great field position, taking it away on penalty.
This is frustrating.
Yeah.
It's just, and I don't have any other word for it. It's, you hope that the personality of the team and the leadership would show up, and it's just right now it's not.
Yeah.
When that kind of thing starts happening, then the wheels start to come off.
Yeah, it kind of snowballs sometimes.
Yeah.
So now first down. And the ball is going to be spotted at the Mitchell 47-yard line. We have the football, first down. And we have 11 minutes to play here at Mitchell High School. They lead 31-6. And again, we've got to avoid these mental mistakes on personal foul and unsportsmanlike conduct penalties and the like here. So now, 4 wide receivers. Got 2 on one side, 1 up top. Tight end is going to be in tight on the left side. And now we're waiting for the official's word, and now Ian Brooks lines up in a wing over there on the left side. First down and 10.
Yeah, we
Bryce Lane coming in motion. Jet sweep. He dropped the ball, and this time Damian picks it up, but he's going to be tackled back here for a loss on the play of about 9 yards.
Yeah, we were attempting a sweep.
And another flag comes in.
Yeah.
Now another flag comes in. 2 very late penalty flags.
Yeah, it looks like this is going to be ejections. There's helmets off out there and all kinds of stuff. So I don't know. I hope nobody gets ejected. But, there's flag came flying in everywhere as soon as the play ended there.
And let's see what the officials call unsportsmanlike against us again. And, boy, I tell you, the wheels are coming off. And this one is getting ugly. And
I don't know. I don't know what to say, Gary. I really don't.
It's really sad to see this because you just don't want this situation to keep getting worse, but it is getting worse, and it's right now it's a poor reflection on our football team.
Yeah, it is, and
unsportsmanlike.
You hate to come to a place like this, and you're expecting to see a real good football game, and what you're seeing right here is a crash, an airplane crash happening right before your eyes.
It is. I mean, we had the ball in Mitchell territory. Now we're back at our 29-yard line. Second down and a long, long, long way to go. Back to throw, Damian Lossy. Up for grabs, left side. Connor Hyatt is over there. There is contact, and there may be there is a defensive pass interference call over on the sideline.
And we're going to have a first down out of this unless somebody throws a flag or something over here. So somebody does something crazy again.
Yeah, check that. That looks like Donovan Groenwald. Sometimes the 5 and the 6. That is Donovan.
Yeah, I couldn't tell which one it is. They run a whole lot alike.
They do.
And but that was pass interference, so that'll give us a first down. Now we're back on their side of the 50, and if we don't shoot ourselves in the foot, we got 10 minutes and 52 seconds left here in the fourth quarter, and make it more respectable.
That's it. So now
wait a minute, the spot they changed the
44-yard line.
I'm sorry, I was real confused there.
But boy, we had a long way to go. So now it's second down.
I'm sorry.
It's second down and still about 18.
I was looking at the wrong markers over. That's how crazy I've gone over this right here.
But again, we were all the way back inside our 30-yard line.
Just smack me if I start talking like that again, Gary. I'm losing my mind up here, man. I'm telling you, this is.
Yeah, but with all the penalties and again, we were so far moving backwards. It's confusing and frustrating as well. This time we got double tight ends, got a tight end and a wing on the left side. Damian hands off to Bryce. He pitches it, and Connor wants to throw it down the middle of the field, and he had Groenwald in his side coverage, and almost a huge play.
But that's the kind of play you got to have. This is the kind of thing you got to reverse pass with coming back and throwing the football. Another quarterback out there you got on the quarterback and receiver.
Yes.
Needed to be. They had good coverage on us, but that's almost a kick. Take a shot like that. How do you know? Down 31-6 shot. That's good effort. You got to keep the things.
Absolutely.
Third down, you got to do it in.
Yep, couldn't agree more. All the stops out. You've got to throw out there. Here we go. Third to go. 5 to play. Fourth quarter. Damian back to throw. Fired. That's underthrown and intercepted. 40 of Maroon Devil territory on the sideline. Damian lost man. That's Cameron. The interception for the Mitchell Mountaineers.
Yeah, Damian threw it as far as he could, and it was just a little out of his range. It was a little bit underthrown, and they fell back and had a great return on it right there. And so it is what it is. You got to take it, and we did.
Damian got hit.
Right, yeah, he did.
That caused underthrown, and now Mitchell yard line, 10.5 minutes to play, and they have a 31-6 lead. So again, hands off, they run to the left side, and there's some gain tackle, still about 9-yard line.
Now we got another flag here. Should be holding on them in that area. Same official and from such a distance. And so I hope it is on. He's got great eyes in that. Let's see here.
Oh, no, it's going to be illegal against the offense.
Okay.
I want to on the defense. So probably out. Illegal motion. Face mask.
Well, I'm too far away to see. They might have seen something there.
There's the motion call.
Yeah.
On the defense. It's offsetting,
Okay.
Just run the play.
Not pulling both guards, but one backside guard and the tackle and bringing them over the top and just letting that back not follow right in behind them, pick out who they want to block, and every man for himself when they get to the edge out there.
So after the offsetting penalty, 29-yard line of Maroon Devil side now on first down and 10. Has got a wide receiver screen over here, and he completes it. And there's a penalty flag come flying in. And there's a loose football at the end of the play as Tyler McKinney caught the ball and had the first down. But the ball popped out, but there's a penalty flag back up the field, which may be a holding call on that screen over here.
I'm pretty sure it was because that's what it is. Just as he caught the ball, the receivers were already engaged in blocking, and he made a move there. And when that happens, a lot of times the receivers that are blocking, they don't know exactly which way he's going, and they'll end up grabbing a hold of a jersey or shoulder pads or an arm, and when he changes directions, and you end up with a holding penalty.
And that's going to move the ball back now to the 42-yard line for the Mountaineers with 9:49 still to play. And it's going to bring up a first down and 24 yards to go. So both teams having in the second half moving back some. So now first down and long, Pittman in the shotgun. And now we jump offside. And the penalty flags are dominating play here as they'll get 5 yards back. So now it'll bring up first down and about 19 or so.
Yeah, they've short counted us a couple of 3 times tonight, and we've jumped every time.
So we got to hang on and keep our composure.
Yeah, they got the wide side of the field now towards our boundary, and they got 2 receivers out there, but I don't see them throwing the football a whole lot more. And this is first down. I'd say they'll stay with some type of run game, which they do.
Yep, here they go, and they've got a pretty good running back.
Ball's out again. This time I believe we got this one.
I think so, at the 37-yard line.
Nope, we didn't. Somehow he got back on that thing, bringing up second down.
Well, Ian Brooks comes out of the pile with it, and he's in there battling Tanner Duncan for the football, but they're going to keep it in the hands of Mitchell.
Yep. Yeah, but the officials having a few words with our players down there and discussing something. So I'm not real sure what the deal is.
So now second down, and again we had several players fighting for the football. So it's going to bring up second down as Mitchell retains possession with 8.5 minutes to play, and they are using plenty of time here, trying to run the clock as anybody would with a 31-6 lead. This time, same set, Coach. They run twins out to the right side, wing on the left. And again, now they're going to throw it out here. They fake the throw, and Pittman's in trouble, and he's going to be sacked in the backfield. One of the few times tonight we got him, but coming in, Charlie Lambert got him, and that's a big loss.
Yeah, Charlie was running a blitz right then because Coach Blankenship realized that this was a situation where Mitchell, they really did want to throw the football upfield, and they didn't have anybody open, and he pumped one time, and he didn't see Charlie coming, and he nailed him.
And again, Mitchell very capable of throwing the football. Their passing game is really strong. They average almost 400 yards a game offensively coming into this game, 285 on the ground, about 112 or so in the air.
Yeah, and you can see why. I mean, they've got a lot of, and people overuse that word talent. I'm going to call it skill. They're very skillful players. They really are. Skill positions are handled very well. Here they come right up the gut with their running back, and Tanner cuts it outside and is caught from behind down at the 26-yard line. Coming from behind, a good open field tackle down there, looked like by Gage Jones. Yeah, but not before they get back to the original line of scrimmage up near the 30. Well, let's see. They're going to spot it actually at the 26-yard line. Yeah, this is a play that we stopped them at the line of scrimmage on just a few moments ago, and they're not giving up on it. They came right back with it, and this time he found the seam.
He did. Good running again. That's Tanner Duncan, a junior. 681 yards on the ground this year carrying the football. Fourth down, and we jump offside. So now instead of 4th down and 6, it's going to be 4th down and 1.
Yeah, he short counted us again, and we jumped again. So, it's right there. The proof's in the pudding. At some point in time, you've got to see that ball. You've got to pay no attention to his snap count, but he'll get you in a rhythm, and he's done it twice on this drive.
So now 4th down, where they spot it. They actually need 2. 4th and 2, 6.5 minutes to play here at Mitchell High School. Noah Pittman, the quarterback, back in the shotgun. Receiver on each side. He looks to the sideline and lets it a little more time run off the clock here and gets the play call in from the sideline. Again, his father, Travis Pittman, is the head coach here. Now they're going to call a timeout actually with 6:20 to play. They were not getting the right play in.
Well, and what it was is that 4th down look. And I believe Coach Pittman, he took a look. He didn't necessarily like what he had called right there, and he doesn't want us to have the ball back right now. So he said, don't snap it, and we'll just call a timeout right here and talk this thing over.
That's it, because with the first down, they're going to be inside the 20-yard line, and they're in the driver's seat right now, 31-6, but another score on the board, and this game is pretty much over.
Yeah, and we're needing to stop right here. If we stop them right here, people, realistically, you say 6 minutes, 20 seconds. That's a lot of big plays to win this football game, but respectability is still on the line.
Absolutely.
And being showing some respectability during of an outcome of a football game, there's nothing, there's nothing bad about that other than the loss. But I'm not going to say it'd take a miracle, but we got an awful lot of dusty road to cover that many points on us. But
that's it.
It would take several big plays in a row, but we got to show some true colors here somehow.
Yeah, we got to show some class and composure in finishing this football game. 6:20 to play here in the fourth quarter, as they run the wing on the right side this time, and they hand off, and Tanner runs it to the right side over behind that wing, and he's got the first down inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah, it's one of their base plays again, and it's just they, instead of taking the ball and just going straight ahead with it, they let him run to his right, carrying the football, and just find one seam to get into and just pick up those few yards.
And we have an official timeout. Looks like they might want to measure here as the football is placed at the, just short of the 19. It's going to be really close.
Yeah, it might be.
Really close.
Yeah.
And they're going to measure just to be sure, but where they have spotted the ball, man, Coach, it wouldn't shock me if this one's short.
Yeah.
It's that close.
If it's got it, it's not much, but by the nose, I don't think.
It's really close.
If those lines are pretty straight.
And sometimes the spot is different from where you see the running back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they stretch that chain, and it's it is now. That's first down.
Just by the nose.
Yeah, just by a part of the football.
Yeah.
And, boy, that gives Mitchell a whole lot of breathing room here with the football. First down on the red zone.
Yeah, and they're closing in on 6 minutes to go in the ball game, and he's going to use as much of this clock as he can possibly use on every play once that clock starts again.
And again, they have a very experienced offensive line. A lot of seniors up there, at least 4 seniors on the starting front. So these guys know how to win, and they had a double handoff and right up the gut and all the way into the end zone is going to be Logan Hodgins, one of their first down. And boy, that little just a little counter
that's
threw us
all
off.
it was, and we haven't seen that play all night long. Nope. And it was a good play for them because he hands it to one running back while the other one is coming underneath, and then he hands it down one more time to him, and they've pulled that backside guard, and it's a trap play, and it looks just forevermore like the ball's headed one way. And he's not a very tall running back, and he's short, and you don't see him. And he gets the ball and just blazes upfield and untouched.
That's it. Logan Hudgens, who's normally a receiver, 22 catches on the season and a couple of touchdowns, just got his 3rd touchdown of the year. And they come on for the point after touchdown. And this one is good as Mitchell putting the finishing touches on this 38-6 lead with 6 minutes to play here. Stay tuned. We'll be back in 1 minute here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back as Elliot Cadans kicks it high, and he kicks it deep, and he kicks it out of the end zone again as we're exactly midway through the fourth quarter here, and the Mitchell Mountaineers have this game basically in their control, 38-6 lead, and our Maroon Devils hopefully, Coach, can again finish this game out the right way here tonight.
Yeah, show some class, show some, and be respectable, like we said earlier, and play the game the way it's supposed to be played. For some of these seniors out here, it's their last high school football plays. So,
and boy, we've got 13 seniors on this team, and again, most football teams in the country, their season ends with a loss as we try to run it, but you want it to end the right way. Yeah,
and right now, Coach Blankenship and his staff, they've put Connor Hyatt in at quarterback, changing in some receivers right now, in and out, and letting Connor have his turn back there.
And again, Connor, one of those seniors finishing up his career as a Maroon Devil here tonight. We've got, as we mentioned, 13 seniors coming out wide right. It's going to be Gage Jones, number 16 wide right this time, as Connor's going to run that option. Pitches out at the last second and on the carry, but again, no gain. Mitchell they're just not giving us much here tonight.
They've really, really worked on defending the veer. And as a defensive coach, you got to take your hat off to them, man. They're doing it as good as you can do it. We've hurt them with it, but we've not been able to kill them with it. And them being able to take all three aspects away of the dive, the quarterback, and the pitch, then they don't leave you with many other options in the option game.
Well, they don't. In the backfield right now, Carson Taylor, 32, and Colby Taylor, the brothers, 32 and 34. They're lining up with Connor back in the backfield. Connor airs it out down the right side, up for grabs, and it's going to be off the hands of Donovan Groenwald over here on the sideline. That was almost a complete pass, but just couldn't hang on to the football, and Donovan's slow getting up. We hope he's okay. He's not getting up at all, as a matter of fact.
It looked like the wind got knocked out of him or something. The Mitchell defender came right down on top of him, kind of winged the Mitchell defender, too. He's limping around out there, and as they both came down, he landed right on top of him, and he acted like he wanted to try to get up, and then he couldn't get up.
And our certified athletic trainer, Kerry Powell, down there. But I'll tell you right now, Coach, Donovan hadn't moved.
No.
When he came down on the ground, he has not moved, and that is never a good sign. And now they're looks like signaling for some more emergency help here at Mitchell High School. But I have not seen an arm or a leg move at all on the body of Donovan Groenwald down at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, when he first went down for a moment there, it looked like he was about to try to raise up, and it wasn't there.
And they're down there working on him, our trainers, their trainers, and wow, this is something that you definitely don't want to see. And now here comes one of their stretchers out on the field, and I'm sure they have some emergency personnel who are standing by as well. But again, he hasn't shown any movement, which is always not a good sign.
No, it's not. And, it's tough on your team when something like this happens, and even in a close ball game or a ball game that is pretty much out of hand like this one. It's just devastating to your team.
And they've got all their emergency personnel down there working on him and trying to do their best for Groenwald. And while they work on him, fans, we're going to take a 1-minute timeout. We'll be back in 1 minute, so stay with us here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Oh, they're running the clock.
Fans, welcome back as the attention is still being applied to Donovan Groenwald, injured on the last play here at Mitchell High School tonight. As again, he is down on the field being attended to by the trainers and the emergency medical technicians here at Mitchell High School, and we're just not sure what the situation is as they attend to him and try to give him all the help he needs. For example, last week at Bessemer City, we saw one of their linemen actually get knocked out, and he, of course, came to later and was okay. But sometimes football is a very physical sport. Sometimes you literally do get knocked out. You're not moving, and you hate to see that. But we hope Donovan is going to be okay. As looks like they have his helmet off now. We see his helmet over there on the grass, and so they're going to be putting him on a stretcher here. And we looks like are seeing some folks down on the far end of the field, potentially bringing some more assistance in. We can't really tell. I was looking for a rescue squad vehicle down there, but I still haven't seen one come this way. But I see one vehicle down there. Looks like in motion if they get up here to the field.
It looked like when there was a collision there, and the right as they went for the ball, and both the defender, he came down on top of him, and it looked to me like his knee hit him up around his face and his head there, because the Mitchell defender was walking off limping, and like it hurt his leg on the contact, and generally that means it's been a helmet contact with his leg, and it just didn't look good.
Yeah, that's and looks like Donovan's parents may be coming onto the field as well, as looks like some other folks are coming on to check on Donovan as they continue to work on him. Let's go back to the studio again and take a 2-minute timeout, because, again, sometimes these can take a while, and they should, because you got to take every precaution. And fans, we'll be back in just 2 minutes here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back as, again, our Maroon Devil player, Donovan Groenwald, injured on the last play in live action here. He is being taken off by the EMT personnel, and they have an ambulance over there waiting for him. And this is the Mission Health System ambulance over at the far end of the field, and they're taking him off on an ATV type vehicle, and he is on a stretcher strapped down totally, and taking every precaution they can to get him to the hospital and get him checked out. And we hope it's nothing serious. As we mentioned, Coach, we saw this last week with one of the Bessemer City linemen, and I know it doesn't sound simple, but basically he was just knocked out on a play, and once he regained consciousness, he was okay.
Yeah.
We hope it's something that simple and that easy, but you just don't know.
Yeah, and unless you've been around this sport a whole lot, head and neck injuries you do not take any chances with, because it's a very good possibility. They don't know, because especially if there's some type of unconsciousness occurs, they don't know the extent.
Right, or a concussion.
The concussion protocol has been put in place for a long time now, and it has cut down on the number of long-term injuries. I'm sure of that, no matter what anybody else says about it. And so it's one of those things that you're always erring on that side. If you're going, if when in doubt, you make sure that anything having to do with those head and necks, you're going to get your fingers crushed up out there. You're going to get wrist sprains. You're going to turn ankles. But now, when it comes to a head and neck injury, and especially if a player loses consciousness at all or can't respond to you, then that's when it really gets your attention. It's a nightmare situation for a coach. It's a nightmare situation for a team and for the other players. It's just something that you just don't want to ever see happen. Yeah,
and we'll give credit. They really got the EMT personnel out here to help Groenwald in a hurry. They got Donovan some, and this time we're going to punt it back to Mitchell. They're going to have it at the 44-yard line. No return with 3:15 to play. So, again, they did get their emergency personnel out here quickly, and I think they realized pretty quick, hey, this could be serious. So there was no delay in getting help for Donovan Groenwald, and now we see over there on the far sideline they're getting him loaded into the Mission Health System ambulance here at Mitchell High School.
Yeah, and the clock continues to run right here. I'm pretty sure what we're going to see is Mitchell just down the ball and let the clock run out and
run out the clock.
Yeah, they're going. There's no sense in continuing this right here in this situation, and you don't want to see somebody else get hurt out there And these folks got enough class here. They're just going to take a knee with the ball. They're not going to try to score, on you in this type of situation. That's all they're going to do, and let the clock run out.
Yeah, it's very much in their control with a 38-6 lead with, again, 2:20 and counting here, as that's just the way it is. And unfortunately, our Maroon Devils are going to wind up the season, a very good season, here in the third round of the state playoffs. I know that was one of Coach Neil Blankenship's preseason goals. He stated this in a couple of interviews in the preseason. He says, we got to make it past the second round.
Yeah, that was the bugaboo. It really was.
And that was accomplished.
And you need to be practicing on Thanksgiving. I mean, and people say, well, why is that so important? Here it is.
That's it.
To even have a shot, you got to at least get to this level of it. I mean, and if you're playing in that third game over Thanksgiving weekend, then you've got a shot. Now, some teams, they don't look past the first 2 weeks. I mean, it's just not going to happen for them. But that's not our expectations. Our expectation is take this thing as far as it can go, and if you're good enough to make it to the show and you get in the show, then you're going to try to win it. But you got to be good enough to get there first.
That's it. And again, another snap and a minute 13 and counting. But both these programs have a lot of tradition, a lot of pride, and they get it done. Robbinsville right now, that is a final. Robbinsville has eliminated Murphy 24-13, the final score there. So Robbinsville moving on, and you've got to believe in that 1A division. They're one of the best teams in that division, and they've got to be a favorite. East Surrey has eliminated Mountain Island Charter. That's a final. East Surrey has won now 26-14. East Surrey will be playing Mitchell next Friday.
Yep, there we go. And that'll be a great matchup for the folks that out this way who are wanting to see a good football game and see this Mitchell County team go on. And my hat's off to them. They were all they were billed to be, and
Very
then
good.
some. They played up to their potential and their standard tonight, and they were the better football team.
Oh, no question. Outstanding football team, and if you believe in seeds, well, number 1 seed East Surrey will play number 2 seed Mitchell, and so that should be a fantastic football game to watch next Friday. And now we hope we see some good sportsmanship as both teams will come out on the field and shake hands and leave all their stuff behind them here, all their disagreements and penalties and so forth. But end the season, Mitchell moves on. Maroon Devils again. I know it hurts to end the season on a loss, but unless you win a state championship, hey, everybody's season is going to end that way.
Well, let me tell you, there's not a lot of teams that expect to win a state championship. I mean, they would like to win one, but they don't expect to.
They know.
Once you've been there, once you've done that, there's something that's in your soul, and so expectations are high. Mitchell County, their expectations are high. They've not been there though, and so they're wanting to see what that's like, and it's hard to beat a football team that's been there that many times and done that kind of stuff. But here they are now trying to find their way into that category. It says, we've done this, we got there, and we prevailed.
That's it. Mitchell coming into the playoffs this year. At this point now, they are 22-19 in their playoff appearances since 1972. And again, they're looking for a state championship. And they're extremely hard to come by. And if you have a good enough football program to win multiple state championships, then that says a lot, and our Maroon Devils have that.
Well, like I said, that's where the expectations are.
Right.
And it's not that way. If you talk to enough coaches and you go to these coaches' meetings and clinics and all that, and you'll see guys say, Coach, if I could just be on one, if I could just get to a state championship game. And then it makes you realize just how valuable that is to you, But as soon as you finish one, if you win one, you start working yourself to death to try to get to that next one.
That's it.
And I had an old coach tell me that one time. The only bad thing about it, there's only one bad thing about it, is that you will kill yourself as a coach and you'll push your players and to a point sometimes that it's not good to try to get back to that level. And it's not always going to be there.
Right.
But you expect it to be. And that's where the expectations come from.
Well, Coach, and I've heard this from several coaches, both at Swain County High School and elsewhere, that the first one is easier to win than the second one.
Oh, yeah. It really is. It's one of those things that it comes on you, the first one, as a surprise, almost. I mean, you see it coming, but you don't really believe it, and then it happens. But now that next one, you try to work yourself back into that level, and the struggle seems harder. It really does. The preparation seems more difficult. And you hear everybody in sports talk about that. You hear these people, even in NASCAR, talk about it, trying to win one race, let alone a championship, They just, getting that first one, they look around like, wow, we really did this. Getting that second one is hard.
It really is. Fans, that's going to wind it up on our broadcast and our season as our Maroon Devils go down on the short end of the score here, 38-6 tonight, to a very good Mitchell football team. Our hats off to them, and as they will move on and play again next Friday against East Surrey here in the Western Regional Championship. Tarboro, we know, winning their game tonight, they're going to be playing the winner of John A. Holmes and Manio next Friday. So next Friday is going to be down to the Final Four in each playoff bracket. As we mentioned, Robbinsville is moving on to those Final Four teams. So our best wishes to all those guys that are still playing.
Yeah, and one quick thing, Gary. I sure do appreciate you guys letting me come and work with you again this year. I couldn't make it to every game because of other commitments I had, but between you and Coach Burrell and Joe Holt, I tell you what, it's been a lot of fun and a lot of entertainment, especially.
Hey, I've always said, if you can't play and you can't coach, the next best thing is broadcasting. So,
well, yeah, and I'm living proof.
Amen. And hey, you've enjoyed all three, and that's the way to go.
Well, it has been. I've had a great time. Football's been such a huge part of my life and my family's life for so many years. as far back as I could remember, don't really know anything else.
Yeah, well, I tell you, we've got a great program to be a part of, and I'm proud of these coaches and proud of these guys, and I know they're hurting right now, but, hey, they'll still look back on this season, I believe, and they should, that, hey, we had a great season when I was a senior.
Oh, yeah, and there's nothing to hang your head about. I mean, to win as many football games you did, beat some rivalries, and like I've said earlier in the year, you know, when you weren't sure how good you were going to be, one of your goals was to beat somebody that you're not supposed to beat, you know, and you just look at your schedule and say, and you know about them, it's somebody, it's a rival of yours or something, and you go out there and beat, then you can check one of those boxes off, you know, and then everybody wants to be a conference champion, everybody wants to get into the playoffs, everybody wants to be a state champion. Well, not some expectations, like we say, they don't ever expect to win it, so you're not going to. But when you start making goals like that for your team, then you're going somewhere.
Right. Well, as we told the 1979 reunion, as you and I were there, that group, they set the bar really high, and a lot of guys have come behind them and kept that tradition up. So our hats off to all our players in the past who have kept this bar at a very high level.
Yeah, and fans expect it too. You know, I mean, and I've heard some coaches say our fans are spoiled. They think we should win it every year. Well, you set that bar. Here you go. It's on you, man.
That's it. And fans, that's going to wind it up here. We appreciate Coach White being with us. Joe Holt, Emma Dingle, Taylor Holt for being part of our Maroon Devil Network broadcasting crew, and, of course, Toby and Sharon Burrell, as always, bringing us stats, and Toby being a part of he's our executive producer and keeps things rocking and rolling here. But, hey, we got some basketball coming up very soon here on the Maroon Devils Network with Toby and Joe. So, hey, get ready for basketball coming up just around the corner. Until then, thanks for listening and joining us on the Maroon Devils Network. So long, everybody.